Yo, yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Flesh and Blood stream. Today, we're going to be playing Oscilio with none other than Yuuto himself. Here in just a second, we're going to get Yuuto on the line. He's going to tell us about his deck. We're going to play some games, and he's going to walk us through the whole thing. If you love Oscilio, this is the place to be. Thanks for being here today, guys. I'm super excited that Yuuto's here to walk me through this. It should be a lot of fun today. Yo, AJ, Professor Dot, what's up, everybody? Dot, I'm sad to hear that you're going to... I hate you're gonna miss it as well, man. But I hope you do well at your ProQuest, brother. Thanks for coming by and saying hi before you head off to your ProQuest. Let's get Yuuto on the line. Yuuto, what's up, dude?
Yeah, hello. All good.
Right.
What's going on with you?
Oh man, just another day, dude. Just another wonderful Sunday, dude. I'm glad we could make this happen, man. I was like,
yeah, for sure. Also, I forgot to congratulate you on winning the ProQuest yesterday.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Must be great waking up winning.
It was pretty nice to win one yesterday on Aurora. Yeah, no, we got to go to a pretty local ProQuest yesterday. There was
yeah, for sure.
I was like, this was their first ProQuest, actually, this store that they had. So it was pretty nice to be able to go and get to support them and hang out. So it was a good time though. No, for sure, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So this stream is all about what is your next deck you play at pro level after Aura goes, right?
Bro, dude, you sound like Dave. You're starting to sound like Dave, man. So I've got a buddy who hangs out in the chat. His name's Dave, and he loves Oscilio.
Dave the Pyro.
Oh yeah, you know Dave.
Yeah, his original at the purple chat, right?
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
course,
dude, absolutely. Let's go. So we both know Dave. Okay, so before the PT, all I was doing was grinding Aurora. Like that was all I was doing was practicing for the PT. And Dave was like,
you did well, so
it ended up being worth it. I can't complain.
100%.
But Dave told me, he said after the PT, like, you know, we need an Oscilio stream to like relax with. And I was like, bet. And I was like, and there's nobody better than to have Yuuto come on and show me how to play the deck, because God knows I am not good at playing this deck. So I am super excited to have you walk me through it, man.
I'm not gonna lie, it probably would be quite horrible experience, like your chat backseating you and trying to tell you like 5 seconds late what you're supposed to be doing.
The couple of times I've played it online, and like, you know, people have tried to help me through it, but dude, I'm telling you, my brain does not function this way. So I'm very glad that you can help walk me through it. And honestly, hopefully add some light around it, because I think, if I'm not mistaken, recently Majin Bay top 8'd a Battle Hardened playing Oscilio, right?
Yeah, and according to his story, he heavily like misplayed the last turn against Tata's Mario on the quarterfinals, where he like greeted for no reason. Like the situation was that he has had like three blocks in his hand and a blue, and they were like a spell, like something, and a Comet Storm, and opponent was at like 1, I think. So he could have just blocked 6 to be safe of opponent. But he blocked 3 instead and was like, yeah, you don't have it, and they had it. Instead, he just blocked 6 to be safe, takes his turn, sends 5 Arcane, wins the game. But it is what it is. He doesn't have a lot of reps under his belt. So,
I mean,
still doing 7-0 on Swiss is absolutely nuts. But he's the wizard god.
I was like, dude, Majin Bay is the wizard master, man. But yeah, I mean, no, I get it. You know, like we all make those small mistakes like that. You know, like it catches up to all of us at some point. But yeah, no, it's super awesome. I love to see like the quote unquote rogue heroes do well. You know, like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of rogue heroes, we had an Olympia in the top 4 of our Pro Quest yesterday.
Wait, no shot.
It was wild. It was wild. They were playing Jubil Olympia. It was crazy. What? Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Yeah. This guy was in the lab.
CYB?
No, actually. There was no count your blessings. Dude, he was cooking. It was an interesting deck, to say the least.
That is very respectful, though. That is very respectful. Love to see that one.
Dude,
this game offers so much innovation, for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, dude. I was like, you know, Flesh and Blood's so young. You know, like there's so many things that like will change, and like as the game grows and we get more things, like we'll continue to, you know, get more stuff.
Yeah, 100%. There's like there's even for pros a whole lot to learn in this game, and it's like there's so many decks and different builds, and it's just impossible to lap them all and just learn everything. It's like infinite depth.
No, 100%. I actually agree. I think somebody said recently, well, I think it was a few months ago, they said that, you know, like, as far as, like, the best players that will ever play this game, we haven't even seen them crack that surface. And I'm like, yeah.
It was Simon Nielsen.
Okay.
The MTG player. He said that one. It was Pro Tour Amsterdam or LA, I think, like, interview after that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, and it makes sense. It's so true, you know? Like, Flesh and Blood is such a young game, and that's why it makes me so happy to be in on the ground floor. You know, to be 100%. Playing since the beginning. You know, it'll be fun to look back, and we'll talk about, you know, how bad Starvo was, or how oppressive Starvo was, and people will be like, "Wow, that was bad." Like, oh,
yeah. It's like people complaining about Aurora just running 8 months to LL. It's like, you remember Starvo?
Yeah, at 100%. That's exactly what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a look at the deck. A lot of the equipment that we have here, you know, the Ether Bindings, the Flash of Brilliance, Tunic, Greaves, and Volzar are, from what I understand about the deck, pretty standard. And I think in the sideboard, you even have a couple of other pieces of equipment. Like we have Blossom of Spring. I assume this is for like when we're just like straight racing someone.
Yeah, just the hyper aggro decks that don't like to block, especially if we are forced to go second, because we generally always want first. So then this comes in.
Okay, awesome.
Because most the majorly just point is to get the resource for free Lightning Greaves. Okay. But when the game gets longer, you can get like insane numbers using the Tunic for Shock and Eclectic and so on.
Okay, no, that makes sense. So yeah, we're just looking to use this when we're trying to like run people over, or just getting aggressive with it. And I really like the inclusion of Shock Charmers. I think
like Majin said, he wouldn't cut it. So
okay, awesome. Well, that's cool. Looking back here at the main deck a little bit, there are some cards here that kind of like a lap over between Aurora and Oscilio, and so some of this looks very familiar, like Somersault, Discharge, Flittering Charge, Channel Lightning Valley. All these things are played in both decks, but one card that I have seen played in Aurora, but not super regularly, is Blast to Oblivion. But this card is insane in Oscilio. Kind of like walk me through this card and like what we're hoping to do with this card.
You want to extend the stream for like 2 hours more? No, but if you ask a whole lot of people, like this card was not played in many at first, but like it's just, if not the best, one of the best cards. Like definitely the powerhouse with Gun and Flash, like doing combos and just breaching your regular turns, where you are able, like the general a good thing about Oscilio is that you get to replay a lot of your cards to ramp up the Volsar and do like true damage in a sense, right?
Okay.
So Blast to Oblivion is the best at that, 100%. Like where you like, okay, it's very cool to do like the Pounce Brilliance draw card kind of thing, but
sure.
just using this with conductivity to create embodiments and manipulating your like action points. Like for example, you have embodiment on ground, not the embodiment, the sigil of conductivity, and maybe an embodiment. And then you swing Blast with Go again. You play any instant, you can bounce the thing back. And then now maybe you're gonna flash another thing, has like free Go again. Okay. So now you're already doing like 3 spells because you have the sigil in your hand. So you're essentially trying your best cards in the deck that you can also Oscilio away if you don't need them to draw a card out of your deck if you need a new card. Okay. And now you get to like replay your cards and just walls are very high and activated and shoot your opponent for tons of damage. Like imagine a hand where you have conductivity on the ground, like this is kind of late in the game. You play Blast and you have maybe Tunic Resource up and you have Shock in your hand. That's like 2-card hand, but you get to do 4 physical and 4 arcane just with those.
See, that's so cool, and those are like the things that like I feel like you're kind of almost putting together like a mini combo turn to ramp up some damage.
Yeah, Blast is very good at that, and like arcane damage is very powerful because the way the game tries to block against arcane is quite poor by design, in my opinion. So
sure,
we kind of abuse that one, and also like just being able to do like a turn where you swing Blast, maybe play Sigil of Solace or something, another Sigil, and it get like your conductivity back up, and you just make an embodiment for the next turn. Every time you start a turn with embodiment, that turn is gonna be nuts for sure.
Okay, awesome. So bouncing Sigil of Conductivity and Sigil of Lightning really have a lot of value for us.
Yeah, and making the walls are free, very good. And like you play Aura a lot at the highest level, and when you start your turn with embodiment on Aura, it's the same thing, but it's more powerful in Oscilio because you add Volsar into the mix.
Okay, yeah, that's awesome. I was like, anytime we can start with an embodiment as an Aurora, it's great. So I'm imagining it's just even better here. So just a second ago, you mentioned, using Oscilio and, trying to like churn through our deck. Are we, looking to Oscilio like almost every turn to find combo pieces, or how often are you actually looking to use the hero ability here?
So the wizard basic thing here, it depends. So
okay.
If it's like a very fast game, like playing Syndra, the most hyper aggro there is, you are trying to find the combo as fast as possible.
Okay.
But if you're playing like a Florian, if you just every turn cycle, you will run through your deck without doing like actual damage too much, unless you like happen to hit a very big combo by luck, basically.
Okay.
So you are not trying to break your hands. You're trying to make your hands as good as they can, like value-wise and setup-wise for next turn if you are still looking to combo. Because the Greaves is just kind of like, rather than thinking Greaves as a Stormstrider's Kano must do a combo thing, I like to tell people to think them more about like super Snapdragons, where you just can always like a convert your instant hand or grab the tempo back, basically.
I have never heard someone refer to Lightning Greaves as super Snapdragon scalers, but that is exactly how I will be referring to it from now to the end of time. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, if you want Flesh and Blood 2.0, turn super Dragon Scale path.
super Snapdragon scalers.
Yeah, but
I love that.
You don't need to, like, if you're playing Syndra, for example, you don't need a super combo. All you need to do is like just do something and get your mind warp over their AB or like aura over their AB SV2, and then you shoot your opponent, and then you force the tempo for yourself, and then it's very hard for your opponent to recover again, because when your opponent is at the point where they have to block you, it's just Arcane is just always the king. Arcane and Shock, they're just always the king.
So that is definitely one thing I've noticed playing against Oscilio, is that if I'm able to stay ahead, I normally do pretty well. But when I get to this point to where like we're walking the life totals down, there's always just this turn where I get hit with an Etchings or a Comet Storm for like 7 or 10. And I'm just like, okay, well, we're just dead here. Like, this is unfortunate. So I feel like that's like closing the game with Arcane is one of those things that's really powerful. And I feel like that's actually when we played on Talishar a couple months ago and I was on Victor, you closed the game out with the one Comet Storm left in your deck. And I remember being like, you got to be kidding me. Like, but it was just so good late in the game.
They are super good. Arcane is very busted. That's why they have worse numbers. And that's why Volzar is just too broken.
I was like, I feel like this is like one of the... I'm honestly kind of surprised this is a token. Now, like, I understand why it is for like limited purposes, but this card, like, it just feels like absolutely insane, the amount of dumb things you can do with this.
Yeah, so Pontiff usually refers to this as when you get to use Volzar, it's kind of like your Art of War turn, in a sense.
Okay, I like that. That's interesting.
Yeah, because you don't have to use it every time. Like if you throw a null shock, for example, and you have like 2 cards, Volzar is not gonna go high up, so you probably don't do much with the null shock.
Sure.
You're better off just sending 4 and 4 instead of 4 and maybe 3 Arcane.
Okay.
So that's where the value thing comes in. But yeah, it's very context dependent. So
okay, so we're really looking to like pick our spots basically.
With
the Arcane
and it's also
Volzar.
it's also like quite hard, like if you are very married to the Hamilton value system, to value your arcanes specifically well, because they are like lower numbers, but they are a thing that forces the game to go onwards, right? Because opponent can't block them well. So
it's really funny to me that you bring up Hamilton and like the general value of, you know, how do you evaluate each Flesh and Blood card, because I feel like as someone who had played Magic before, I had to like kind of relearn how to evaluate card math when I started playing Flesh and Blood. And so like, you know, Hamilton's guide to that was really good for me. And it's really funny that you say that, because I feel like this deck, like when you think about Wizards, you don't get to think of cards as traditional value. You have to like really look deeper, it seems, in my opinion, to really find like the broken or the best play that you can make. Even if it doesn't seem the most optimal on like traditional Flesh and Blood math, maybe there's like just a better line there because you're doing broken wizard shenanigans.
Yeah, pretty much so. But even in Oscilio, you still kind of as a baseline, the Hamilton value math is like there, of course.
Sure.
It's a very integral part of the game to play the game well, but you have to take like a little step forward to see like the context and the tempo, because manipulating the tempo with Oscilio, I think, is like the number one most important thing.
Okay, gotcha. Well, that's awesome. Let's take a look at the sideboard here, because there's a few cards in here that I want to talk about. I noticed that, you know, Command and Conquer is like first on our list of sideboard cards, and you told me in your message that this was an experimental card. Walk me through this and the idea here, like why we're playing this card today.
So this came in from Jabonsky Man, who ran very deep in the like top 8 finals in the big PQs of Manila.
Okay.
So he was playing Command and Conquer, and basically the thing that I noticed before this like exchange happened was in general that even if D-Reacts are good, right, when you stop breakpoints and play against assassins, still whenever you get to play like your proactive game, your win rate goes like a little bit up. So CNC, in a sense, I'm trying it as like an offensive D-React, where you're forcing your opponent to block with 2 cards.
Okay.
And then they have like 3 cards left. So now I don't have to worry about blocking. So my next 5 cards can do combo, no problem.
Okay, gotcha. So we're trying to use this to like really like throw our opponent like, you know, off tilt a little bit so that we can set up a power turn.
Yeah, both things kind of try to slow the game down for us to find up our combo whenever we need it.
Okay.
So it's just the other thing is doing it proactively and breaching the turns, and the other thing is doing it defensively.
Okay, that makes sense. I like that. I think that's a very good use of Command and Conquer. I noticed that we have 4 defense reactions in the sideboard. You're on 3 sinks and 1 shelter. Now, I assume that the 3 sinks is a concession to the fact that like we're just grinding through our deck. Like we need to see as many cards as possible.
That and just denying like opponents on hits, and basically just denying opponents on hits and like fixing hands a little bit.
Okay, gotcha. And then Sigil of Solace. So I'm assuming that this is like it works on our combo turn to some extent if we need it to because it's an instant, but it's also like a life buffer. Like I assume that like arsenaling Sigil of Solace is a great arsenal target.
Yep. No, it's a fantastic card. There's just not much to find about that card. It's just an instant that works with every card. You get to do like insane value plays with it, but the meta is now kind of like slowing down. So as I mentioned earlier, it's better for us to be proactive and forcing opponent to block and have the tempo.
Okay.
So that's why I pulled the Sigil of Solace from the main deck to inventory, because there's a ton of space right now, and just put like more proactive cards in the deck, because there's a lot of like Florian and stuff like that, and a lot of like D-reacts because people are trying to especially beat Aura, right? So
yeah, I've noticed a lot of decks are on like 12 to 15 defense reactions right now. And even though the OTK Florian deck's on like 18 or something crazy. So there's a lot of them floating around. So yeah, I really like that. And I also think that's another good reason that like Command and Conquer could see a lot of value. Just with
100%.
all the D-reacts going around. This is also a card that's been getting a lot of play recently. Now I know that this has always seen a little bit of play with Viserai and been set and some other things in the format, but I feel like with Florian, kind of looking to try and take the top mantle, especially after Aurora leaves, talk me through Scour and like what matchups we're really looking to utilize this card in.
Yeah, so it's just a Wizard All-Star hate card, basically. It's not actually mainly for Florian. It's been on the sideboard as a 2-off for quite a long time because, well, first there was Viserai, then Vincent, and a Fang is a relevant deck now too. Although we do have like a general like a good matchup in the Fang, like a really good one. So it's not a card you need to slot into Fang specifically. It would be like shooting a fly with a gun, basically.
I love that analogy.
But like every time you cast a Scar into Fang and they're like feeling good, they're like, oh, okay, well, let's just go next to this, whatever. It's like final nail in the coffin. But that's basically just the matchups of it. And if you run into, it's not as good as in Verdance versus like a stack Florian deck, because we are not able to pitch as many resources into it as Verdance would be, because this card, well, it just scales by your pitch quite a lot with the value.
Sure.
But even like doing like 6 on it on 3 cards, it's like 6 card 12. So that's like really good, and you slow the opponent down quite a lot.
Okay, yeah. So I guess you're saying that it has a higher ceiling in Verdance because of the higher resource count and the blues.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but it still seems like a good tech card.
In the Fang Vincent, it's just enough that you pitch 3 for it, or like 2 into it. You kill a Malefic, you kill their Rune Gate, and they can't play their next turn. A Fang can instant pop their Felties, which they always will do, to deny the damage out of Scour because it fizzles.
Sure.
But it still forces them out of all the Felted tokens.
I was like, yeah, so you're still taking away their setup, though. Even though we're not really pushing any damage, it's still just a solid, like, take away their setup.
Yeah, because they slow down a lot when you take the Felties away. Okay,
awesome. And then the last card we have is Snag. I feel like this is probably primarily for Assassin. Is there any merit to playing this against decks that play Pummel against us, like Victor or Jarl maybe, or is this solely for Assassins?
Solely for Assassins, mainly because like decks that play Pummel, they anyways hit you quite with the high numbers. So if they come like Spinal Crush for 9, how are you gonna plug with Oscilio 9 before you can snag the Pummel away?
Fair enough.
It's just not very feasible. I think that's like a Cloud Castle setup right there. So might as well just play more proactive cards. Okay. If there's a space, it could be like fine into those and fine against Felling, like Jarl, sure. but mainly just assassins.
Okay, no, that makes sense. I was just curious because I had somebody snag a pummel on Talishar the other day, and I was very confused when it happened because it's still like it was actually on a Spinal Crush, like you were talking about. So I still took 3 cards out of their hand, and they basically did nothing. And I was like, okay, cool. So I was just curious to know like your thoughts on that. But all right, well, dude, I'm super excited. Let's jump in and let's start playing some games. This should be a lot of fun. You're gonna have to bear with me today as we're playing through some games. I think we're gonna play it in normal classic constructed. That way I can take some things back because God knows I'll probably need to today.
Probably. There is a lot of steps and a lot of time.
Oh, you've got a full Sideboard guide too? Yo, look at you, dude. Yeah. Yuuto is the champ. By the way, guys, if you are hanging out today and you do not know who Yuuto is, one, you should. But I put Yuuto's YouTube in the description below. Make sure you check him out. My man's close to 1,000 subs.
Thank you so much.
Get my man. Go. I was like, go hit him with a sub and make sure that you are following his content. All right. Do we want to go first or second?
Always first. Always first.
Always first. All right. Let's see. So, do we have a Florian matchup?
We do the CYB, and then we put the Scours in.
All right, so Earth CYB. I was like, okay. And then you said...
The 2 Scours instead of Fries.
All right, and this... Yeah. All right, I don't know what's going on with
Let me just run that one.
All right.
Seems weird.
But... Let's do it. All right, good luck and have fun, opponent, and prepare to get wrecked.
I like that mindset.
Absolutely. So do you feel like this is a good matchup or a bad matchup?
I think this is a very good matchup, yeah.
Okay, awesome. All right. Sigil of Aether seems like a really good one to start on turn 0 with. I don't know. It kind of feels like we can just hit them with the Sigil of Aether and then pitch the Blink to play Comet Storm and then activate Volzar and then arsenal the Sigil of Lightning.
I think you... So here's the important thing, that the Sigil of Aether is not a Lightning card. So you might want to play the Sigil of Lightning and then do the line as you said.
Okay, so we can play Sigil of Lightning to use Volzar. And then it's going to be... Since this isn't a light... Or, whoa, that's not what I wanted to do.
Yeah, it's good that we play normal game.
It's free.
Also remember that the Volzar does amp, which is retroactive buff, so you can do it always in response. It's very relevant sometimes. Okay.
No, that's good to know for sure. And I love this because we're pushing 3 damage they can't block right here.
Yeah. So this is why we go like first always, because we get access to Arcane, we get access to setup. We don't need to take 16 damage turn 0 because we can't block. Yeah. And we are also the first ones to roll the Tunic up to 3, and we are the first ones to have 5-card hands as our hand, like our damage like kind of scales with the amount of cards we have.
Okay. I also like that we just have like incidental AB here against them with the Lightning Greaves. Like you just kind of get that into everybody, which is something that like as Aurora I have to think about a little bit more. All right, so let's see. I feel like we could have so we're gonna have an embodiment because of this, and then we can play We can play Sigil of Aether.
Yep.
I guess we'll play it on our turn.
Yeah, just do everything on our turn.
So I guess we're just gonna take 4 here.
That's totally fine. Your hand is pretty gas.
All right, I like it.
Generally, in the Florian, the life is not an issue unless you're getting like heavy rolled with failings. But that does not happen very often. But it's a card game; you can lose every matchup basically. So
E-Strike with Go again. I mean, we need our only card that really blocks here is our etchings, and I think we need that. So
yep.
I think we can go to 27 here.
Yeah, you go to 24, but it's totally fine.
All right, so we go to 24.
Now you can cycle Blink here.
On their turn?
Yep. So we get 2 cycles. Looking a little bit for an Arsenal card here. that is fine. Just take your turn. And now you can, on your turn, cycle the Aether out of your hand, because having 2 of them, it's not always
Okay. So,
very great.
So we have an embodiment. We'll go ahead and start with cycling the Sigil of Ether here.
Yep. All right, that's pretty cool.
I was like, I feel like that's pretty good.
Yeah. So now you want to play the conductivity down. So we do here exactly the thing that I was talking with the blast oblivion. So now we swing with the blast because it has go again.
Okay.
Then we are able to play the Aether and bounce the conductivity back to create embodiment for the gun and flash. And then you swing gun and play the embodiment to get the gun back and shoot the etchings of Arcana.
And then we can
quite a lot.
Volzar and then shoot etchings and then arsenal the Gon, right?
Yeah, sir.
Wow, this is awesome, dude. This is a great turn to start off with. Oscilio gods are being kind to me.
That's a good thing. We can show off that the deck is good.
Exactly.
Disastrous.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so I guess it doesn't really matter when we...
Come on, please work, Oscilio, this one time, please.
All right, so here we can play the Sigil, bounce this.
Yep.
And it creates an embodiment when it leaves. Yep, so this happens, and then because of the embodiment, we get to throw Gon in a flash.
Yep. The sad thing about Florian is that you don't, most of the time, get to keep the conductivities around, but that's fine. They grant you 1 life, basically.
I mean, I was like, I guess that's fair. Like, it saves us 1. All right, so they take 1. We play this. We are going to bounce Gon in a flash. And now we have a conductivity and we have an Ether in play. Damage
and now you have to break the chain. You have to break the chain here.
We do?
Yeah. Talisher doesn't let you play the thing unless you break the chain here.
All right, so activate Volzar for free. So we amp 4, and then this is going to be etchings for 7.
Yep.
And this will let us get Sigil of Lightning back.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it's looking
could be
good
also
so far.
Sigil of it could be also Sigil of Aether here, but I'd like to grab the Lightning here just to be sure to get the embodiment.
Okay, sure, in case. And I guess we'll just go ahead and play it.
Yeah, and then also, because the difference here is that they most likely do have blue left in their hand because they A-beat with yellow, so your conductivity gets popped anyways. So now you have, but if they do this, then you're giga punished if you take 2 Aethers. But if you have Aether and conductivity, you can manual target shoot yourself with Aether, so it pops the conductivity.
Oh, interesting. Is this any target?
Yeah, this is any target.
Wow, that's awesome. I don't think we need to cycle anything here. I think our hand's pretty good, right?
Yeah, what are you trying, man?
Dude, this is great though, right?
This is awesome.
All right, so Ether deals an arcane damage. We don't need to target ourselves because we have the lightning.
Yeah, no, just most of the time you shoot your opponent, but it's just a nice extra thing that's sometimes relevant. As well as, like, if you have 3 lightning cards and a spell you need to surge, then you can shoot yourself to guarantee the damage and amp 1. So now you get like 4 amp for your spell.
Okay.
It's sometimes worth it.
So they do take the damage. So we have amp 1, which is pretty awesome. Are we going to make the same play here of leading on Blast to Oblivion?
Yeah. So we do swing Blast twice first. Blast, Somersault, Bounce, Blast, Lightning, Bounce, and then we go Gyno Flash and let go of that redundant Gyno Flash in our hand.
And I guess we'll keep the Gyno Flash in our hand because they don't know about it, and we'll throw the one from our arsenal, I suppose.
Yeah, I love that one. Yep.
All right, so
very minor relevant thing.
I mean, sure, yeah, not something that's at the top of the list. So we get to bounce this.
Oh, but it's sometimes very relevant, so that's a good thing to do that.
Yeah, sure. Just try to conceal a little bit of information here. Never know what might come up. So we get to somersault this back, and then it is Blast to Oblivion with Go again.
Play conductivity first. Down.
Oh, okay. Oh, because we need to be able to get the embodiment back.
Yeah. because blast requires to have target on ground. Sure, you can still like respond to playing blast when blast is in a layer step, but you still want to just guarantee to have that thing down beforehand.
Okay, so Sigil of Lightning bounces back to our hand.
Yep. And now here we can cycle with Oscilio, the Sigil of Conductivity, to look for a spell, because we have a guaranteed go again. And if because here the risk of drawing dead cards is not there, because now you can go 3 and 4. So but if it was a spell, yeah.
Oh, so if we hit like even if we hit like the Glyphic there, we have the Tunic up, so we could have like amped and then thrown him and hit a lot.
Yeah, and if you draw any instant, it's exactly the same turn.
Okay,
if you draw any attack, it's the same turn.
We're just throwing the attack at them.
Yeah.
All right, so we don't have anything here, and then we're gonna throw the Gone in a Flash. Man, we could have went crazy with Volzara this turn.
Yeah, but you just have to you have to accept to pass sometimes on Volzara on like 10. It is what it is.
Man,
I mean, you did the Aurora gameplay of attacking 4 for like so many times. So
no, it's definitely not bad for sure. Like we had a really good turn.
Man, what are your fucking draws, dude? That is so good.
This is great, dude. I love this, man. This deck's awesome, dude. Everybody play Oscilio in the chat.
Let's go.
Because we can even use the blink kind of at the end of the turn here with the Gone in a Flash, or we could cycle it if we need to. Is there any world where cycling this? The Null Shock probably doesn't do.
No, because here the first thing you look at is like what I like to do is how many like do you have the action points to facilitate your hand? Then do you need to block? Before actually thinking if I do need to block is I like to think if I need to cycle something that doesn't do anything.
Okay.
So right here the blink is kind of granting us like 1 action point too much, where it's not doing too much. It's just having like a blank instant property for the Gone in a Flash.
Okay.
But if we needed to block the current funnel this turn, then we would not want to cycle the blink.
Okay.
But because we have the current funnel and we have the embodiment, the blink is just an instant.
Okay. Yo, Renee, let's go. Thanks for the 2 months of big support on YouTube, man. Renee. I appreciate that, dude. Renee, thank you so much. Okay, so here, you're saying we shouldn't cycle for blink. Oh, you would cycle blink?
Yeah, I would cycle blink here because we have 2 instants to bounce the gun back and forth. Oh wait, his card is not very good.
So do we just block Scour and current funnel?
No, just block Scour.
And the rest of our equipment, or
oh, it's a Command and Conquer. I didn't see that.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, block 6. Didn't have the image, so I was not.
Oh yeah, sorry. I don't know. My Talashar's all over the place today. So block Scour and current funnel, or block with equipment pieces here?
Just block 6. It's totally fine. Yeah, that way. That's fine.
All right. So
now I think we need to do a little bit of cycling here on this turn.
Okay, so we're going to cycle the Null Shock, I assume?
Yeah, because we don't have Sigil or too many attacks to bring the Volzar up too much. What is that card?
I have no... Oh, Discharge. It's Discharge. Ew, that's insane.
Okay. That is so good.
Oh, yeah. That's insane.
So now we have to use Valley as just an instant, which is totally fine. Because it lets us Arsenal Gone in a Flash back.
I was like, so we get to go Gone in a Flash... Discharge.
Yeah. If you would need the high roll, you could play Valley first to try to get the drop. But our opponent has like it's a very good blocking tag with Runeblade equipment, so it's not a very good thing. I think you just can get like bad players with it, which is not like a play pattern you would like to do.
No, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Also, the thing with Gone in a Flash is that if opponent D reacts, you can play the instant in response to D react, and then the D react will fizzle and they don't get to do the effect. But if you need the action point from Go again, you can't do that because you have to bounce Gone in a Flash in damage step.
I was like, so that's always my problem with Aurora is that I need the resolution. I need to go again.
Yeah, but whenever you have Blink or Boots, you can just do it whenever and deny them that thing.
All right, so we return this to our hand. Yeah, so that's like one of the really like the cool things that I like about that is that like the Greaves gives us the ability to just like do it without like having to worry about like their defense reactions or like the resolution. I mean,
yeah, a lot of people's problem with Oscilio, I think, is just it offers like so many choices.
We are going to bounce this, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I thought so. I just wanted to make sure because I feel like in Oscilio the ceiling of Gone in a Flash is like it's like the highest ceiling card in the deck. I feel like.
Yeah, because we have Greaves still up and we have the Tunic counter, so we want to like keep the combo open.
So this is a lightning press.
Yeah.
Let's see. We don't really have a way to generate a lot of go again here.
No, I think this is like the boot's turn. Our opponent swings here, and you can block with like Greaves and the equipment.
The arm piece or both pieces? I was like, because we want to save this, right? For when we can actually bounce something?
Yeah, Flash of Brilliance we can save.
So we'll just take the rune chance here, fall down to 16.
Yep, we're going to push some damage next turn.
And then we'll block Greaves and arm piece.
Yep.
Fall 15 all. And then we're going to try to kill him. Masterclass tip number 1, high roll the hell out of them. Now, Donald, those are the tips I'm talking about. And it feels, based off of Yuuto's reactions, it feels like that's what we're doing right now.
Well, we can also complain that we have not drawn a single a sigil of brilliance yet. So we are not actually like super high rolling them, but the hands are very good.
All right, so I'm going to take a shot in the dark here in just a second. So I think what we want to do is we're going to go Gone in a Flash. And then we can go Tunic, Lightning Greaves, and then play the Lightning Press to bounce it back to hand.
Yep.
Okay. I feel like that's probably a good place to start. Because this should be a really good turn.
If you didn't know, you can, when Gone in a Flash is in like layer step, when it's being played, you can play the Lightning Press to target the Gone in a Flash and pop it to 7. So if your Greaves is active, that basically means you get like free action point from Lightning Press, or you can create like a popper in that way as well.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah.
But like here, it's just better to go like Gone in a Flash again because it's like 1 more damage, right? But it's an option.
So do I want to bounce this now? Or, I mean, the 1 damage is worth it, right?
I think 1 damage is worth it, yeah. Because they're not going 8 from here. And like felling and plow damage is already active. It's totally fine.
Right. All right, so we're going to let this happen. We're going to go Tunic, pop Lightning Greaves. And then we're going to press this, and we are going to bounce it.
Yep. Oh, wait, this was the thing. Wait.
Did I mess this up?
No. Yeah, go back. I'm sorry about this one.
No. You're good, man.
Because, so the thing with Lightning Press is that because you bounce Gone in a Flash, it does not have there's nothing for Lightning Press to target. So it fizzles. And because it fizzles, you don't get to go again from Greaves.
Oh, interesting. So how should we run this one out then?
Let me think for a second. I think you want to cycle the press because you can still use the null shock to bounce. Pitching
is there any world where we play the Lightning Press just for damage, and then we can use the other Gone in a Flash?
Yeah, we can use the other Gone in a Flash to pitch, and then I to be fair, that could be like a good play. If you Lightning Press just for damage and let it go, and then you pitch Current Funnel to play the shock as just an instant spell afterwards. I think that's a fair bit of things. If you start the cycle here, just don't use Tunic here. Don't use Tunic.
So just pitch Current Funnel to Greaves here?
No. Let's not use Greaves here at all. Just do press here.
Okay, so we're not going to bounce this.
Yep, no. Just do the damage. And now after this, we can go Null Shock for 4, and then Arsenal the other guy in the flash.
So we're gonna cast the shock.
Yep.
Paying 1, but then with it on the stack, we're gonna activate Volzar.
Yep.
And then this comes in for 4. Okay, nice.
Yeah, and then we can get like Grease open for next turn.
Okay.
That was a little bit of awkward thing. It very rarely happens that the press, because if our opponent blocked with attack action, then you can target the attack action that is defending with press. So then it works.
That's kind of cool. Come on, Flittering Charge. This hand does not feel like the best.
No, but I think you have like 2 options.
Okay.
Because if you pop Greaves with this hand, you can attack with the 4s. But if you don't, you can save Greaves and just you can like block with blasts and send the Flittering Charge twice.
So how do you feel about pitching a blast to block one of the rune chants, taking 2 rune chants, going to 13, block the physical, go to 12, and then go Flittering Charge, Somersault Flittering Charge?
Yeah, I think that's probably what we want to do here. It's just quite unfortunate hand to draw, but that's fine. The instants are coming. We've been drawing.
I was like, Sigil of Brilliance is coming. I can feel it. Want to buy cold foil image not found, brother. We all want to buy cold foil. Yeah, the PNGs are not being my friend today. Like, I don't know what's going on with the images today, but they're not being my friend. I'm assuming it's like my internet or something that or Talishar hates me. Yeah, Dave, I think leaving it on the chain was correct last turn. I think we just needed to play the press for damage last turn. Don't draw like a madman for 8 games and then crash out. That's how you play Oscilio. Ooh, they want to keep their hand.
Yeah, that's very interesting. It's very alarming as well.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, red flags are going off in my head right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate that like if our opponent has 12 damage in their hand, then we need to block, but also they're at 7. So okay, sync.
All right, so they gave us a sync, so it's probably felling here if I had to guess.
It could be, but then they need to put 1 down or then pitch 2 cards. Okay.
So this feels like a good hand where we can pitch the Scour. So we can play Gone in a Flash, and then it would be Greaves, Sigil of Conductivity, bounce it back to our hand, Current Funnel, Gone in a Flash, activate Volzar into Comet Storm for a billion.
Perfect.
Go. My man said perfect. I love it. Yo, let's go. PC? Mesenthelial. I really hope I said that right. Thank you for the follow on Twitch. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. They kept all of this for an Autumn's Touch and a rune chant? What?
That is gas.
Bro, what is happening? Confirmed, paid actor. I paid this guy to sit over here so that me and Yuuto could win the first game.
Yeah. I did PayPal him too, because I want us a little look too. So.
Oh man, I love it.
But like you know when you're listening to a very good song, you just close your eyes and listen to the tunes. That was me listening you play out the line. And dude, I was like, go ahead, please say this next. Please say this next. All right, perfect.
I'm just glad I got it right. Hey, PC, thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate it very much. Congrats on your invite, by the way. You still going to the Outpost, though? Oh, yeah, Drew, I'll definitely be at the Outpost. I think I'm going to play Jarl at the Outpost, to be honest. Which people probably don't want to hear, but I think that's what I'm going to play now that I've won a ProQuest already. All right, so in the damage step, activate Lightning Greaves, play Sigil. We bounce this back to our hand. We let this happen. Current funnel for 2 go again. They go to 9. Gone in a flash for 4 go again. And we've amped 4. This is going to be a lot of arcane damage. I was like, yeah, I think you got a block here, brother.
Yeah, they're left with 1 card. Which also cannot be... Well, it can be blue, but also cannot be blue. Because they have to pitch blue for this.
So you said we have to break the chain.
Yep.
We're not playing another lightning card, so we can just activate this now.
Yep.
And then come in for 9. I was like, you have to give me something. This is lethal. I did not play Jarl yesterday. I won on Aurora yesterday, Nate. Well, the cool part is, like, I feel like from here, like, we just need to be able to amp a couple times to, like...
There you go. There's a lot of amp. Please cycle here the discharge. Still a little redundant in our hand. There we go.
All right, so we go to our turn. And this is just lethal, right?
Yep. You just play the instance and play that one, and then they die.
Yeah, so we just get to go Sigil of Brilliance, Channel Lightning Valley. And then we need to play this one specifically. I guess we can use a tune encounter for this and set up to Arsenal the Mind Warp.
No, you get the draw still from Lightning Valley. So.
Oh, yeah, so we might as well pitch. Because we'll have a different card to Arsenal, makes sense. And then this is going to be... Oh, 7. What? I thought this was 5.
It gets amped by the sigils on the ground.
Hang on. I've never read this card clearly. Deal X plus 3, where X is a number of aura permanents. Oh my gosh. That card's insane.
Yeah, it's like the most unrated arcane card. Where you also get like your sigils back in the deck, like the cards you exactly want to draw in the long games. But you also like get to have like your little sigil of conductivity side quest with it. Like sometimes you get to like just banished every guy in a flash in your deck, and they're like, haha, I win, and you're like live over like 3 times for 10. Like, okay.
Oh man, that was awesome. I did not know how good that card was. Clearly, I should read more of my opponent's cards when I'm playing Flesh and Blood. All right.
To be fair, I was also a hater at first. I was like, yeah, this because it like sometimes it introduces you a pattern where you have to like put your sigils that you want to have in your grave for etchings back in your deck.
Okay.
Which is a little problematic because you then also like dilute your draws a little bit if you're not finding Gone yet. So then you draw like a lot of instant hands without Gone because you have like 4 extra sigils in your deck.
Okay.
But like that's just a negative thing you have to think about, that you can't always like cast it with the search active.
Okay. No. That makes sense. Ooh, this should be fun.
What did the chain have to be broken in the chat? Says all bets on James. Yeah, basically what Knife looks at there. You always have to, in real rules, to break the chain to play non-attack actions.
I was like,
when you play, like that way.
James, we don't technically have to break the chain, but technically, like when we play the non-attack action, it breaks the chain by itself, and so we're just kind of shortcutting to like save some of the time on Talishar and stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right, so we have our assassin package here. Let's see. So we have our snags. We bring in snags, sigils, and sinks. We cut fries, 2 overlays, 2 presses, 3 null shocks, and 2 sigil of ethers. We also bring in shelter and command and conquers. Okay, so we're definitely going for a more like value plan this time around.
We are kind of just conceding that we are never using a proper Greaves combo, and we are just trying to crank the numbers. And if the Greaves combo happens, cool. I mean, then we get the win probably, but. Yeah, that's what we do.
But we're not planning on it. Okay, that makes sense. So I guess we can sigil to go to 39 and then play etchings.
Yeah, and you can also Volzar away the other etchings just to fix your hand a little bit.
I like it. Because we get to leak over 1 damage here.
Yep.
Like they only have AB2.
Please, Yuuto, please teach us how to navigate the Slippy matchup. I did stream yesterday, which is on my channel, and there was assassins I played against. There was one Slippy, one new. There's some videos about against Slippy. I think there should be videos against like every hero.
So, do the assassins feel different to you when you play against them as Oscilio? Like, I know they all like fundamentally have different things they're trying to accomplish, but how do you feel about them individually?
Yeah, I think so. Because like the new Araknis, I treat as sort of aggro matchup.
Okay.
Where they're also like trying to, because they push a lot of damage while they disrupt you. But with new old Arakni and Uzuri, they don't do as much damage. So you get like a little bit of time to set up and they try to tank more and can like whiff on their disruption. Like new Araknis can whiff on their disruption for sure as well. But yeah, I do treat them a little bit differently.
So this hand feels a little awkward because we don't have an embodiment. If we had an embodiment in play, this hand feels pretty straightforward, but I'm trying to figure out how we should navigate this one.
Okay, I think this hand is fairly good.
Okay.
If you wanna let me tell you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Try to figure out yourself. So the blast does not do a lot of anything. So blast and sink is to block for 6 total.
Okay.
And then you go discharge and then gone, conductivity arsenal gone. But you can also cycle the discharge if you want to, or like if you have to. Basically, what I was trying to say.
Okay, so should we be blocking here, you think? Should we be blocking blast and sink on this, or should we be saving it for something else, you think?
I think you get like flick knife marked regardless if they need that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think you're also like very good against playing or like Mario. So just play the line that you think fucks with the Mario the most.
I would like
what they're trying to do.
I would like to force them to flick here if we can. Like if I can.
That's also fair because the Clive is on the active chain, so they have to flick the other one.
Yeah, so the fact that they went to flick there to mark me is actually great. Because
now means... you don't need to sync, right? You don't need to sync, right?
Well, they draw a card if this hits us.
Oh, they did. Oh, okay, yeah. I totally missed on Saber. Yeah.
So I was like, actually, 100%. Should we bottom the discharge here?
So you can go back a bit. So if you want to, you can, in response to sync, you can oscillate away the discharge. So by that way, you can look 2 cards.
Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna do this and flip this away.
This way, or just responding to sync pillow trigger, or like sync pillow being played. So that card is just also basically just a 2 block, really.
I was like, so we can just spot on this, right?
Yeah, yep. And that's also a 2 block, I guess.
All right, well, Tarantula Toxin comes over the top. Not much we can do about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, I'm pretty happy they're spending Tarantula Toxin on Hunter's Clave here. I feel like that's pretty good for us. Ooh, yep. I have not asked them this. Yuuto, what are your favorite hot dog toppings? I don't know if you've heard that talked about on the stream, but that's like a pretty big thing around here, man.
No, I have not, but I feel like that's like an American thing.
I
think in Finland we don't have like great hot dog toppings. So I'm kind of basic and I just put like ketchup and mustard. That's it.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, man. Keep it simple, dude. Keep it simple. I'm here for it. So I guess like we can throw Gone in a Flash, play Conductivity to bounce it back, and then pitch Blast to Volzar and Arsenal to Gone.
Yeah, perfect. But remember to respond with Volzar before Conductivity hits the ground, because then Volzar is free.
Oh,
just the thing away.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Let's see. Orb Weaver is the one that equips a
Chalichar.
Yeah. All right.
On the hot dog topic, though, the Chalichar always sounds like a type of sausage, no?
I can see that for sure.
Let's get Yuuto here and give him the Frankfurt experience. No, probably like in Frankfurt, you would get like insane hot dogs. You could, because you guys have like so many great sausages.
I love that food like consumes the chat. I love that that's like where we're at.
I mean, food is good, and like you need to stay alive.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, and you need to stay alive. I love it.
The two things you need to stay alive is eat and play Flesh and Blood.
Now, see, that's a motto I can get behind. That should have been the game. Like, it shouldn't have been like play the game, see the world. It should have been you need to eat and play Flesh and Blood to stay alive.
You know how much I practiced that when I played Kano, because the game ends like 5 minutes, and they're like, "All right, 15 minutes time to eat after every round."
All right, so let's see. Yeah, no problem, dude. I was like, buddy, I promise you I'm going to take back more things than you this game. So they discard up 6 and run. Okay, so they're on a very retrieve heavy variation of the deck.
Yeah, that's what the Oscilio is for. You're also like Oscilio is very good at manipulating the tempo and the draws, and I think that's like the hardest part of the deck after you see the lines that your hands are trying to do. But then you also like need to see what your hands are trying to do, or like what your deck is trying to do in the matchup.
So my thought here is that we can basically just take 7 because this has the +3 on it. If we take 7, it like right now, my turn, like our turn that we have here, would be play Sigil of Lightning on their turn, and then it would be Gone in a Flash with Go again, and it would be play Sigil of Brilliance to bounce it back to our hand, and then we would play Comet Storm and Amp.
Yeah, that sounds good. The other option would be that you use Greaves here, because it would be like the prime opportunity to use the Greaves. But your Greaves versus the line that you take, using Greaves, how much that would up your hand is the other question. And do you need that extra value to greed for this game? It's like kind of hard to decide. I like your line, but also I could see like popping Greaves to use this hand and pitch the snack for Comet Storm. Because you get to do the thing too where you actually don't need to pitch the snack for Comet Storm. You can swing gun and pitch the snack for shock, and then you get to bounce the gun back. Because it's technically 1 more damage, because gun has the same 4 base, then the difference between shock and Comet Storm, but you get the additional +1 from Volzor.
Okay. So if the line is, if we're going to use Greaves' turn, are we going to block with Brilliance and arms and legs here?
We don't get to we don't get to do nothing here.
I was like, now we don't get that option.
Yeah. I think we want to cycle here just to get another block, 2 or 3 block.
Cycle the snag here probably.
Yeah, because it's not gonna stay in our hand for the next turn. That is quite good draw, but it's not help to block the thing. So I think you need to spend all your equipments.
Yeah, so if we block with Comet Storm and Shock, and then we can block with all... Are we going to bounce the Sigil here?
We might as well, because we can drop the Sigil of Lightning, and then we get Embodiment that way. So we can like actually convert our whole hand into 4 attacks.
So we're going to discard the Sigil of Lightning, and then we're going to draw the other Sigil, create...
Yep.
And then we get to cover this up.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like this is a pretty good turn.
No, it is, for sure.
All right, so...
And then if our opponent starts to block a bit, then you can maybe find an avenue to combo as well.
Okay, I like it. I like it.
But if you don't, it is what it is. You just play the next hand. There's a lot of things going on in chat.
Oh, yeah.
What food would he export to the world? Me? We don't got nothing good in the Finland as like a culture thing.
You don't have anything?
There is like we have rye bread, and we have a certain type of like rice bread, and then mashed potatoes and some type of like reindeer meat.
Okay.
That food I actually like, and that I would bring with wait, let me actually Google what is the word in English. I've never used.
Are we gonna play Sigil of Brilliance first? Is that the first?
That doesn't matter, I think. As much as you want to preserve information, just play that one.
And then it's gone. Blink. Gone. Bounce that.
Okay, so what is the sauce? Cowberry. I've never heard that word in my life. Like reindeer meat, mashed potatoes, and cowberry, like jelly jam. That's pretty good. That I would explore.
So is cowberry like is that like a sauce from Finland that you guys eat on stuff?
Like cowberry is a berry that we make sauce out of, or like use in the different food as well. Like it would be strawberry or blueberry or whatever. And that sauce is like kind of cherry-esque, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, that combination is pretty good, but that's like the only thing.
That's awesome, man.
I'm a big fan of like Eastern food, rice and noodles and stuff with that.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Absolutely, man. I'm here for it. I also like rice and noodles, so I'm here for it.
Crispy fried or raw onion though? Fried onion, I think. I've never been a big onion fan until like lately. I think I've warmed up to onion quite a lot actually. So I'm finding things out.
I don't think they're eating Rudolph, Drew. I don't think they're eating Rudolph in Finland, bro.
I mean, we got a ship with the Santa Claus all the gifts to the world. It's not good to eat Rudolph. Anyone else but Rudolph. He's on the list to never touch.
I see. That makes sense. This hand seems kind of awkward. Because we're not really able to cycle anything, and it doesn't look like we have a lot of go again here either. The Sigil of Brilliance gives us an extra card at the start of our turn, which I feel like can do some pretty cool stuff, but feels like we're just blocking.
Yeah, I think just blocking with this hand is the consistent play. And if you're left with cards, be left with Fleeting Charge and Blast of Oblivion if you can. But I would just block for maximum value here.
Let's just give the shelter here, I guess.
Yeah.
Scar Tissue and CC? What is this? Interesting. This is spicy.
Yeah. Scar Tissue, a good card.
Prancer and Dancer on the menu, but Rudolph is safe, bro. Drew.
Yeah.
You
Who gives a fuck about Prancer and Dancer?
Sal Miyake as well, I guess. Is that something that makes sense to you?
Yeah, but I would not bring that out to world. Everyone would hate the Finns for it. Because like every time somebody comes to Finland, people are like, "Oh, you need to taste salmiakki because that's like a candy, right?"
Okay.
And it's like really weird tasting. It's like very strong taste. You either love it or you hate it.
Okay.
It's like if you, I don't know if they have in America, but like have the like this alcohol drink, like a liqueur is kind of alcohol drink.
Okay.
The candy tastes kind of similar to that one, a little bit more spicy. So you either love it or hate it.
That's fair. So I guess we. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. Titan's Fist for 4. It's all good.
It's not even 4; it's 3 because of the frailty, which feels even worse.
Wow.
Let's see.
We didn't get the six power pitch there.
Redback is go again. All right. I actually like playing the Sigil of Lightning here. We get the Arsenal, the Godwin Flash again, and then like we have the embodiment set up for next turn.
Yeah, it's like very good play pattern to be able to block 3 cards and then swing Gone and play instant, get its value and RSL Gone.
Okay, so Scar Tissue is like a real thing. Okay, so this is like I'm crazy. Everybody else knows what's up. Apparently, this was in Tao Tao's list.
Okay, I would trust that list a lot.
Same. Same.
Somebody asked about wait, chat is going too fast. What is this?
Chat is going too fast.
So maybe I'm just looking like once in 5 minutes. But okay, best cheeseburger toppings. That is my favorite food. Best cheeseburger toppings is like burger toppings. I'm actually quite an expert here because I used to work for like over 2 years as a shift manager in McDonald's. So I made a lot of custom burgers.
Okay,
so
nice.
In that sense, that would be what is my favorite sauce? Probably chipotle sauce. And then you do like salsa and sour cream with it. put little onions there, 2 tomatoes, and then a lot of meat and cheese. That's good. I like that one.
Okay. CNC and Oscilio is something that Yuuto said he was experimenting with, and I don't know. Against bonds, I'm pretty scared here. I feel like we just have to block 6, and then if they like do the bonds thing, we just play both sigil and both the sigils here.
Yeah. Just I think you do that.
It kind of feels bad because like he can just give this go again with Arakni, and then like we kind of get blown out by a Command and Conquer.
But it's like it's a slippy thing. It's like something our deck is naturally weak to, and you gotta have like weak matchups. It is what it is.
No, I mean that's fair. Yeah, for sure. I was like, with all the strong things we did last game, I'm kind of expecting this one to not go as well.
But it's going like decent.
I don't feel like this is a bad game at all. No, for sure.
No, if they come into this bonds and you just play your cards out, you can draw something. It's like totally good. You're not much behind in like, sure, you're down tempo, but you are like in final life where you can no block a turn and then maybe play a strong turn back.
Yeah, I like that the sigil just kind of gains us some life here. We take 4. There's nothing for them to take. I wish Trent would have recorded our game we played. I crashed out so hard. Drew, what happened? Why you just out here crashing out on your testing partner? Yeah, I mean we have no cards in hand, so here we are.
Take 4.
Yo, Scar Tissue. I'm just getting memed on by Scar Tissue right now. I'm getting destroyed.
The good thing is that it's out from next turn. Kind of lit.
Since we don't have a way to bounce the Gone in a Flash, like, are we supposed to? Is there any world that we go Gone in a Flash and then play this?
So here you can check your grave and like see, because you have not blocked with any Gones. There's 38 cards left in your deck minus the cards that you have pitched.
Mm-hmm.
So there is still 2 Gones. So like on average, you would draw a new Gone relatively fast, I think.
So do you think it's
then
worth?
You either swing the Gone with go again here for 5 and then Tunic Glyph Overlay, which I think is totally fine play against Assassins, because they have also played no Leave No Witnesses yet. That would be like quite likely. You have also blocked your Creave. So I think just playing this hand for max value here would be like the safest option.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Bacon cheeseburger,
if there was like
fresh jalapenos, and fresh green peppers, hot sauce, mayo, and grilled onions. Yo, I love that we're just like, it's like the Food Channel network in here, dude. Like this is what I'm talking about.
That burger sounds premium.
Scar Tissue, I wish you saw. Trent makes me crash out. Dude, I just need to be in the Discord call when you and Trent are testing. So, you know, in case you don't know, Drew and Trent have been like, they're very like OG supporters of my channel. They've been here for like ever and a day. And I guess they've been testing for ProQuest season, and Trent's just giving Drew the business, I guess.
That business.
Listen, we'll have a cooking stream. If you think I won't have a cooking stream, you all are sadly mistaken.
That would be a late stream, not gonna lie. You need to close the chain. Oh, actually,
they fixed it to where it does it for us.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good.
So this comes in for 5. I bet, dude. I bet.
Yeah, so you're doing
they have to pitch a cards here. I was like, yeah, 2-card 9's really good. That's what I feel like the numbers are just so solid here.
Now it's 2-card 10 because you got the life as well.
Yo, we just get the life because wait, what happened? Why do we have an embodiment now?
Because the Glyph Overlay left to your deck. It shuffles or aura permanents.
Oh man, I still didn't even know what that card did. Like, read it last game and I still don't even know. There's a lot of things going on. Is this a different glyph art? This is a promo.
Yeah, this is a promo. This is a very expensive one, but this is one of my favorite arts in the game.
I really like this.
Card.
I think there's also like that she's holding.
Yeah, that no. I think that's a different thing than Pulsar.
Oh, okay.
Somebody said it's some other staff, I think, but I can't remember what that is.
Okay.
But I think there's also like extended art version of this Glyph Overlay. Maybe it's the default one with this art, but it's not showing up in Talishar. But that is like really good. It's like 100 a pop.
Does Shock Frock have any use in Oscilio, or is it always Tunic? Good question. I'll let Yuuto answer this.
Yeah, the issue with Shock Frog is that you have to play a Lightning Guard first. So primarily when you are using the resource in a non-tunic games, it's for Greaves. So then, because it's also an action, you would need to play your instant down, then activate Shock Frog to pop Greaves and then swing it Gone. So then you're missing 5 value because you did not swing Gone beforehand using, like, playing the instant. So the Shock Frog is just quite awkward. If it was instant, the card would be pretty good. It would be just straight upgrade to Blossoms, no doubt about that one.
So here we get to go Sigil of Brilliance into Comet Storm for 6.
Yeah.
Because we could throw the Mind Warp, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Because it would only be...
No, because they have Spell Void too.
Yeah, I was like, well, even they have AB too. I don't even know if they need Spell Void. Like the AB would just get us, right?
Yeah, we get double host.
We also get to save the embodiment for next turn, and we get to set up the Sink Below and Arsenal, which I think is pretty powerful here.
Yeah, because it's starting to feel like the Limno Witness is coming probably quite soon. So
Embodiment and Sigil of Brilliance going into the next turn feels pretty solid. I mean...
No, for sure. You still have the boots up as well.
Looks like Yuna from Final Fantasy X. All right, so I have... This is a shameful thing. I have never played a Final Fantasy game.
Actually, same. No, I've played Final Fantasy game, but not 10.
Okay. I was like, I've never played any. I was like, dude, there's so many times I feel like I lose my nerd card when it comes to like certain things. Like, I don't watch a lot of anime. Which is an unpopular opinion with a lot of the community.
No, but I mean, if you don't do the Japanese things, you don't do the Japanese things. It is what it is.
All right, so here's a cool question for you, man. We just got one in the chat. Opinions on the Blue Project format that they are testing.
So I saw the ban list, and it was something like you're not allowed Majestics and Legendaries, right? Only commons and rares.
Yeah.
And then you get like some commons and rares, like there was Rosetta Thorn, obviously, and some of the Waning Moons, Aether Flares, Earth cards, Sigil of Solace things, and whatever. I think it could be like pretty interesting. But for me, like without Majestics, Oscilio is completely unplayable. So I think I'm good. That's
fair. That's valid though. So I've been getting a lot of questions lately about like the commoner format as a whole. Like, and I know that that's not what Chopper's talking about. I just like, I don't know. Oh no, that means it's Command and Conquer. That's so bad.
Well, shit. I think you need to cycle here.
Cycle the snag.
Yeah.
So the Sink Below just kind of gets got here. Is there any world we want to play Sigil?
Probably not on their turn. I think you probably go to 1 here because you still get to play Solace on our turn, and you don't go to like instant flick die.
So what if we block with Tunic here? Because it prevents them from flicking us now.
Yeah. Just block with Tunic. That's good, actually.
And then I guess we can always throw like Eclectic twice here.
Yeah, we can do that. I still like presenting 10.
So they're gonna flick the Chelesera, however you pronounce that. So we go to 6. We take 5, go to 1. And then that way we get to keep the Sigil. Yeah. I really wish they'd throw a Leave No Witnesses at us. I just keep setting things up to try and stuff it, and they're just like, oh, Command and Conquer. Let's go. Big draw step. Sigil of Brilliance, be good to us.
I guess the wave of adapting away from D-Reacts is also good for wave. What the fuck?
Oh my god! We're gonna go crazy! Oh, this is awesome!
So wait, what card you don't need in your hand? All right, let's do this one. First question.
Are we pitching the blink here?
No, I think you cycle somersault. But before you do that, so I'll walk you through what I'm thinking. So you play Gone, you play Sigil of Solace,
Okay.
bounce Gone. You play Gone, blink, bounce Gone. Then you can play Gone again or pitch Gone to Eclectic Magnetism to draw one more. So the somersault does not grant us anything extra here. So we can cycle that to look for a spell.
Okay, let's do it.
Something good to Arsenal.
No, I'm here for it. I love it. Because we're going to have a pretty solid turn. And like the crazy part's like, I don't think we need to crack Greaves here, do we?
Aha. That is interesting.
So what if we went Gone, Sigil, bounce it back to our hand into Command and Conquer, Arsenal the Eclectic?
I think you just gotta look this value wise this turn with that one.
So we're gonna lead on Gone, I think.
Because Gone turn would go 4, 4, 5. But now you go for 6. Because you have to play the Solace, right? Because you're not dying to flick knives.
Yeah, we have to play Sigil of Solace this turn for sure. All right, so
but they block flick. If they block flick, we are not 100% need to do the Solace. But I think it would be always safe to play Solace.
Yeah, I was like, I think going back up in life is fine. Yeah. So in the damage step, we play this, bounce this back. So we can go 4, blink, bounce it back into pitch, Command and Conquer for magnetism.
Yes.
Which is 9.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Right. So if we go Gone in a Flash, play the blink, and then pitch CNC to throw Eclectic, that's 9 points, 5 and 4.
No, I think you go Gone, blink, and then pitch Gone and Eclectic for CNC.
Oh, we'll have the Gone back in our hand. We get to throw CNC. Never mind. Everyone ignore me. Everyone ignore me.
Okay, Pascal Wings with the line there. Why not pitch Gone plus Eclectic at the CNC? We have a new Oscilio player right there. Come on.
It's clearly not me. It's clearly not me.
No, it's second game. Come on. Third, fourth game, then it will be you two.
I am going to, I'm probably going to practice this deck. I've had a lot of fun playing this today. I'm not going to lie. This has actually been a lot of fun.
It is very fun deck. It's very hard to get started with because you just get blasted a lot.
Oh, I'm sure.
You don't really have a lot of agency if you don't know what you're doing because you got a lot of instance, right? So
no, that makes sense. Yeah, there's definitely been some times where you have helped walk me through lines that I did not see today.
Yeah.
CNC looks insane here. Like
CNC putting up the work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's the one I said I mentioned when I talk about the CNC. Hey, Shifty Prince 2 is the most fun deck? Come on. We got the best Oscilio players in the chat right now.
All right, so this is for 5. So we have to block something. Do we want to cycle before blocks here? Like, does channel matter?
I don't think the channel matters, but there's a one question with the channel. So I would like to check the grave right now. So there's not a whole lot of shocks to be played or that we have to be playing. So going towards shock is fine, but they also have AB2, SV2, which just reduces our reach a lot with the shock. So then I think the channel lightning value does not matter greatly here.
So we can cycle away the channel. Blast feels fine.
I think you can block here. Block 5 probably etchings and blast, and then swing Gone, connectivity, Arsenal Gone.
Yeah. I was trying to find a way to make the etchings into play this turn somehow, but I think this is just better because we also prevent them from going into the brood or whatever it's called. They don't get to flip or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, so they might also break a little bit.
CNC confirmed worth $80. Dude, I'm telling you, I've never felt like Command and Conquer was worth it until we just got to throw it at them right there. Like that. Oh yeah, block with that, leave no witnesses.
You don't know you're living unless you draw CNC with Go again for 7.
Was awesome. Well,
okay.
Not gonna lie, the fact that we're at 4 kind of scares me here. Because we don't block very well. But my first thought is that we're going to cycle the channel.
Don't do that. Wait, are they attacking? Okay, they are attacking.
Yeah, they're attacking with under the trapdoor. There is no go again here, but this feels like it's going to be like double pump here, I'm imagining.
Yeah, at least 1 pump.
Yeah.
Which is going to be exactly 4. So I think you want to cycle the valley here. Yeah. Because Blink you can use quite well.
Yeah, especially knowing that we have this.
Double block. Yeah, now you can like block 5 and then somersault your things back.
So we get to block 5. Was not expecting just a Nick. I won't lie. We are going to play the somersault here. Our cards are just too good, I think.
Yeah, it is quite good, yeah.
All right, we go to 3, and then we have Gone in a Flash, Blink, Pitch Blast to throw a Eclectic.
No, we have a way to make embodiment here. If we lead with Blast, you blink and bounce the connectivity.
So we play Blast.
Yep.
So we're just going to play the Blink?
Yep.
All right, so in the damage step, we'll bounce this. Oh, I see. Because it makes the embodiment. Yep, I'm following now. And then we get to go 4, bounce at 4, Arsenal Eclectic.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess we could go 4, bounce at throw Eclectic here.
That's also a line. It depends how much we want to push damage and how much our opponent blocks.
Hey, Kyle, what's up, dude?
Because now if you throw 5, it is for lethal.
Yep, so here we get to play this, bounce it back to our hand. Yeah, and forcing another card from their hand is really big here.
Yeah, 100%.
I really wish we had like an arcane spell. I really want to draw an arcane spell. I got to tell you, like we've had to block every time we've drawn one.
Well, as an assassin matchup, it's just how it is.
It could be Stains of the Redback Prince. That's true. So which means also us blocking 5 2 turns ago saved us from a free Stains of the Redback. It's very possible that they could. That's what could be an arsenal. They're not to their codex they pitched yet. Their other codex they pitched and they haven't shuffled yet. So
Blast, Blink, Giaf, Sigil, Eclectic. Shift the Prince 2 with the line. I think we got another new Oscilio player. I think Prince should play Oscilio.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. My chat, crushing it, dude. The chat loves Oscilio.
I'm kidding. If you didn't know, Shift the Prince 2 is Steven Leva, the Oscilio from Pro Tour. And
Cole, no, really?
Yeah.
I actually did not know that.
He's the one also providing Margin the list and the play patterns.
I honestly thought Eclectic this whole time was an arcane spell. I mean, to be fair, like, it looks like it should be a spell, right? Like, look at the art on that card. The art on that card is amazing.
It is amazing, and it looks like an arcane spell, yeah. Also, that card is pretty insane in Living Legend prior deck.
How many buffs had they played this game? We've seen 2 toxins so far. Okay, bonds. We could really live on the edge and not block here, but I don't think that's a good idea.
I don't think it's a good idea. I think you want to cycle the somersault, possibly, because all the cards are kind of extra in your hand. Whereas like the best play right now looks to be etchings.
Okay. So yeah, we'll cycle before we block here. Yo.
Okay, now you have much better play here.
Yo.
So you can block here, because they're probably gonna pump for 3, so it goes to 4.
So if we block, what do you think about blocking Mind Warp?
Yeah, I think that's good. Yep.
I guess the risk here is that we lose to just another Justinic.
Yeah, then you can also block etchings if you want to, and then just send Comet Storm for 5 just to be safe.
So Comet
They have
Storm
played
for
one
5,
Justinic, right?
Yeah, they've played one Justinic, and I know that a lot of these decks they don't play that many.
Okay.
But they can't afford to play that many of them. But I also haven't seen Tao Tao's list. He could be on 3. I don't know. But no, it's not Justinic. If it was Justinic, we'd be dead. He would have played double Justinic that turn.
Okay, revert to turn. That, I mean, on the block, yeah. So block etchings because you can melt the Comet Storm here.
Oh, nice. And that means we can activate Volzar.
Yeah. So we do melt Comet Storm. We let the shock resolve first, and then we activate Volzar in between.
So
for 1, and now we go for 6 rather than going 2 and 5.
They're gonna pitch a card.
Yep.
We activate Volzar. This is for 6, and they're forced to use AB and Spell Void, and then they go to 1.
Yeah. And if you draw Shock, it's just GG's.
Let's go. Tao Tao is on 1 Nick. Okay, cool. Thank you for pointing that out.
That actually helps a lot here.
All right, so they're at 1. Uh-oh.
Okay, so we got a good blocking hand for God knows how much, and you send 4, I guess.
It was like, I guess an ideal play, I guess we can just block 8 and then throw 4 would be... I mean, I guess, like, do we have any shocks left in our deck?
You can count, because we only play 3 shocks in this matchup currently.
So there's 1 Comet Storm and Shock up here. That's...
I think we've gone...
Yeah, so they're all gone. Now, the good news is that any Arcane spell wins the game.
Yeah, any Arcane spell does win the game if we survive our turn.
Let's see. We blocked with 2 Etchings. Third Etchings is up top. We've played 0 Mind Warps, and we have blocked with 0. Now, I know we've pitched at least 2.
Mm-hmm. But also, like, sending just a 4 here, always ask for 2 cards.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's definitely good value here. I'm just thinking, like, there's no sigils left. I'm just kind of thinking of, like, our outs here and, like, what we're trying to, like, play to.
Yeah, there are no null shocks in this matchup specifically, because I feel like I lose to that card a lot, and I have to cycle that card a lot, because I would need to block and just play the value. So I'm not allowed to, like, keep very wide hands where the null shock does a lot of things, and it's only in the deck for late game reach when you are kind of like playing a game where you have to draw them in bottom half.
So you like cutting it because of the amount of like disruption that they offer against us. Up 6 in run was what they arsenaled, huh? Interesting.
Like, it just has quite poor win percentage in these matchups. The null shock card, unfortunately.
No, it makes a lot of sense.
It's the only matchup I cut it is against Sleepy and Mario.
Okay.
So how many toxins?
1 toxin up top. There's 1 toxin here. We've seen all 3 scar tissues, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
So would the best person just play is to block 5 here and block 3 in the next one?
I'm kind of...
If they have it,
I'm worried that we have to block 6 here. I don't know. Like, we're at this point in the game where, like, I just don't want to die to something. And...
But if they pump this, if you block 6 and then block 2, you get left with 2 HP. I guess that would be the best.
Because if we block 6 and then they throw Command and Conquer, we're able to block 4 and go to 1 and still play for next turn.
Yeah, and if they send like any 3 that they have, we can block 2 and go 1 still. I actually like that one. I think it's a good player play. I didn't see with the numbers.
What?
Okay, that is interesting.
I guess we'll throw. I guess we can throw the flittering charge.
I think it's sort of the blast.
Okay.
Because there's no shocks, and you're not gonna do any fancy combos here because you need to block a lot. So if you get left with cards, flittering charge will most likely have to get again.
That's fair. I love that we're getting 2 cards here.
Yeah, sure.
Loving the hero variety lately. Yo, thank you, Trogdor. I appreciate it, buddy. I was like, we have master Oscilio player Yuuto with us today, walking us through the lines. I can feel it. We're about to be 2-0. I can feel it.
This one is a tough matchup, though.
Oh God. Oh God. Please, not like this.
I think these are the cards that we have pitched early on.
Oh boy.
It is what it is.
No, it's okay.
Welcome to Oscilio.
They're gonna have a weak hand. I can feel it. I'm telling you.
It's a valiantly fought game, but. Right. I mean, if we survive this one, then we'll throw the thing for quite a lot.
Oh, of course, it's this card we die to.
That is kind of poetic.
Oh man, that's so sad.
Just 1/3 block would have taken us till the win, but
dang it, we were so close. Where was our next arcane spell? In the next hand? I guess I had pitched all 3 of them. I thought I'd only pitched 2, but I guess I'd pitched all 3 of them, huh? Dang, I thought we had that one.
Yeah, that happens. It was a little clump at the bottom. But it was a good game regardless. I think that was a good game.
I jinxed it. Listen, I definitely put some bad juju on us when I said I can feel that we're going to be 2-0.
You manifested the hand.
I know.
I'll go to the toilet real quick.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. Go ahead. It was a really good game, though. I enjoyed that game a lot. Oscilio was a lot of fun. And I'm not going to lie, I know that it's definitely helping my outlook on the deck, having someone like Yuuto here to like help walk me through the play patterns and the lines and just like what we're playing against in general. It's like really helping a lot here. So big shout out to Yuuto for taking the time to come on and do this today. Also, guys, if you are an Oscilio fan and you do not know who Yuuto is, be sure to check him out. His YouTube channel is in the description down below. Oh, dude, is this rematch time? Is it rematch city? Rematch city. If they don't leave. But yeah, no, I mean, Yuuto's a great channel, man. If you guys haven't checked him out, you should definitely go. You guys should definitely go check out his channel. Plus, he's close to 1,000 subs, so you know, go support our boy. We're gonna try. I'm gonna try and put together some hands here while we're waiting on Yuuto to come back from the bathroom. The 4 instant hand at low life happened to me recently when I was playing Aurora. Yeah, it feels bad. It does feel bad for sure. Picked up Aurora recently, and it's given me the hype to go back to Oscilio. I actually think, Kevin, that I'm going to take a lot of my foils and go play Oscilio after this. Now, I don't know, like, when I say that, I mean, I'm talking like on Friday nights at my armories. I don't know, like, you know, we may go to a couple pro quests or, you know, like an RTN or something with Oscilio. But I don't know if I'll ever take the time to dive deep enough into Oscilio to be able to, like, you know, play at that high level. Like a lot of, like, you know, like Yuuto and like a lot of these guys do. Apparently Shifty Prince in the chat hanging out is a very, very good Oscilio player too. So you did shuffle from Glyph. Okay, so it's good that we didn't pitch deck it, right? It makes me feel a little bit better that it wasn't just straight pitch deck. Yeah, no, for sure. He like it's like honestly like Yuuto is doing the Lord's work here today. And he does like really good job. Like all of his content's really solid, and I feel like it's very beginner friendly. So we get to go Gone in a Flash into blink it back into our hand, pitch the Gone in a Flash that they know about to Volzar, play Etchings for 5, push through some damage, and then Arsenal Gone in a Flash. Feels like a pretty good play here.
Wait, we got runback here?
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Like, listen, this guy joined the game back, so I was like, yeah, like, let's do it. I'm always down for salty runbacks. Like,
I see.
Activate Volzar. And we will throw etchings for 5.
Pretty good.
You've only missed turn 0. I told Chad, I said, listen, we're gonna try not to mess this up too bad while we're waiting on you to come back from the bathroom.
It's probably good. Hey, there's a Guardian hand if I ever seen one.
Yeah. This is a Guardian hand, that's for sure.
Wait, we got Kevin in the chat too. You're gonna have that guy on Oscilio as well.
Hey, Tabibos, what's up, buddy? Unless High Seas changed up a lot, I'm locked on Oscilio for Nats. Yo, Jonathan, let's go, dude. I love that. I love that. I feel like we want to block this. Like, our hand's not doing too many things.
Yep.
Probably just block with Blast to Oblivion here, since it's a 2-block.
I wonder how many things you need to block here. Because if you block 3 here and 6 on the next one, is that going to be sufficient? Because you would rather attack with Blast than block with it.
That's true. We'd rather just throw the 0-4 at him.
And if you lose 1 life here, it is what it is, I think.
They are very aggressively using Flick Knives. But they do have a lot of... I've noticed they have a lot. Yo.
Oh, well, this is coming for quite a lot here.
I'm tempted to block 6 here because I think they're just going to Arsenal, but if they have like a Leave No Witnesses, it feels really bad.
You can still cover the Leave No Witness, Blast, and add equipment. You did shuffle from Glyph, so I was in pitch stack of 4 non-blocks. That's also true.
Yeah, I felt a little bit better knowing that, you know, we just kind of got that it wasn't me just being bad.
Nah, happens. But I think that also like brings the perspective of keeping track of the stack a bit, because you go through your deck so quickly.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. Yeah, somebody Gu, I hope I said that right. Every game of Oscilio is just wildly different puzzles, and I love it. That is one thing that I like about Oscilio, is that it feels like every game is different. And it brings like a lot of good like thought process to the game. And I think it like really like you're really flexing your muscles by being a good Oscilio player, so it's really cool to be able to, you know, like have that experience.
No, yeah, I agree. And you get to diminish a lot of the variance by just playing consistently very well and solving the lines and playing to your outs and the deck and for the setup. But of course, like the hero is by nature a lot more volatile than
for sure
Guardian or something else. But I think it's not as volatile as people make it to be. But you definitely, if you go to calling, probably lose match or 2 just drawing bad. But you can also like lose match or 2 just by your opponent drawing well. So at the end of the day, you're playing still a card game.
No, yeah, absolutely. And also, Bonky, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. It means a lot.
Skill expression is high. Yeah, 100%. Because I mean, yeah, like imagine the Wizard Goat just touched the deck, 7-0 Swiss. Yeah, well, Steven Leiva, every fucking tournament he goes on the stream, feature match, does well. I don't know what's that about. Jabonski, man, every tournament of Manila, top 4 or finals, at like 100% pro quest. Must be a very, very D-tier hero, I guess. So I think this is just you all showing that the hero can be very good if you pilot him very well.
So I think I'm going to block with the Sink Below here. And we can bottom the Mind Warp.
Yep, that's fine.
Like just looking for a different card. Because if not, I'm just pitching Mind Warp to Volzar on my turn. Because it's just going to be gone, play Sigil.
Yeah.
To bounce it back.
You can wait, before you cycle the Mind Warp with the Sink, you can also do the thing here. Like, as you think about this through with the Hamilton value system, 4 is more than 3, sure. But if you play Connectivity Mind Warp, then you're asking a card out of your opponent. So then you're like kind of doing 6, but you're not doing damage. So you're disrupting your opponent. So
Okay.
Well, which one you think is worth more?
No, let's try that. I like that. I like the idea that we're using Mind Warp to. We're not going to connect with it, but we know that going into it, we're just kind of saying like we're going to force you to show us a card here because this only comes in for 3, right?
Yeah.
But still, I mean, I was like, just forcing a card here, either way, is really good.
I just bought everything I need to convert from Aura to Oscilio. I wish we get a lot of like Aura players in Oscilio after Aura LLs. Which also, like for the record, I'm quite sad that she has to go so fast because I really enjoyed playing against her and as her. But it is what it is.
Is this this feels like a combo turn.
Yeah, it definitely could be a combo turn. You can also pitch Command and Conquer as my first thought process here. Not pitch, I mean block with it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because you probably cannot use it.
Upsticks and Orb Weaver Spinneret. This does not have Go again. Are they going to mark me at instant speed?
Well, Flick gives it Go again, no?
They'd have to flick their other Hunter's Clave.
Yeah.
They only have 1.
They've been doing it quite aggressively, though. I wonder if it's just 8 and IP2.
I'm going to block with CNC here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Should we block with the Greaves, too, since we're going to try and, like, put this together?
Yep.
Is there...
And if they, like, flick and follow up, and this has Go again, you can somersault back this CNC and have, like, 6 block open, or then block with etchings and just send CNC for 6 and look to combo next turn. There's, like, a lot of options here, depending on how our opponent plays this out.
So this was it. They were just throwing a big...
Yeah. So now we can grab the tempo back with...
Okay, so we're going to lead on Gone in a Flash.
Yep.
And then it's Tunic, Lightning Greaves, Sigil to bounce it back to our hand.
I want to talk to Majin just ask him if he sounds like a freak. Wait, I can't. I can never fucking unhear that. So you know, there's like a League of Legends dev/caster called Freak, and Majin. Yeah, I can hear that dude. He sounds very much like Freak. That's sad.
All right, so we bounce this back to our hand. Put the Sigil of Lightning into play. We get to throw this.
He's so well positioned in the aura. Peter Leno was perfect storm. Yeah, I think he is very well positioned in the aura. Because I got to play this with Team Sigil and Team Plupich. And I had very positive win rate in the aura against them with Oscilio.
It's possible that we were supposed to keep the CNC and then like maybe use the blue, I guess. Maybe use like, we could have went like Gone in a Flash, bounce to Gone in a Flash. I don't know where we get our other action point back though from Shifty.
Would block with Brilliance, get embodiment fly into CNC into somersault and tuning.
Ah. Yo, Luis,
bro,
Roberto.
Cool. I actually didn't
Thank you for the sub on YouTube, buddy. Appreciate you being here.
Now that is cool, line. There's a lot to learn with CNC because you can handle the action points kind of tricky way with Oscilio.
Okay.
Yeah, then you don't need to use boost there. You need to step on CNC and force their whole hand and combo next turn. That line is actually insane in the whole concept of game, I think.
I kind of hate that we don't have anything to get back here. Like, that feels a little bad. Yeah, they also just took that and kept their whole hand, which is terrifying.
It is very... Well, Snag is pretty good if they bonds here.
That would be awesome. Yo, Goo, man, I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Thank you for the sub on YouTube, brother. I appreciate it. What if we just block with our arm piece and then just snag here?
I think that's probably the best one.
Because then we still have, we get an embodiment, and then we can go Gone in a Flash, discharge Gone in a Flash, and then channel to bounce it back?
I'd probably go like play channel first, then Gone in a Flash, discharge Gone in a Flash. Because if we draw, we can get something good. And if we can just totally let go of Gone because we don't have Greaves anymore. So arsenaling Gone in a Flash without getting like embodiments for next turn or having Greaves open can be a little dead in the water, right? So having like Sink in the arsenal might be better.
Okay. Now, this is still going to hit us. Actually, is there any world? So this is for 3. So we get to snag here.
Yeah.
And then we're going to have to play the Sink below if we want to deny them go again.
Yeah.
Do we bottom anything? Do we bottom the channel?
Oh, we can bottom it, I think, yeah.
Well, this is even better, right? Oh, the shred, that sucks.
Yeah. It's still fine, I guess. You sort of get the same turn anyways.
So
getting rid of.
We're just this is from hand, so we're just gonna banish the glittering charge.
Yeah. Pretty nice that we get so many different lines. Yeah, there is a ton of lines depending on what cards you have. Many ways to solve it. I think it's just by far the hardest hero in the game. It's just even if like you could solve perfectly the lines with the current hand that you have, they also change depending on what matchup you have, what you have in your deck left. So it's very interesting.
Well, and I feel like the fact that you can Oscilio every turn also adds different levels to it because like your hand can change and you kind of have to be like, oh, okay, well, like I've played this, I've pitched this, and we haven't shuffled, so it's like these are some of the cards I have left to play. Is that better than anything else? Right?
Exactly.
Dude, Drew, 2 card 11s are where it's at. This is why Gone in a Flash is so broken. Which is hilarious.
It's absolutely broken.
Because everybody's going to laugh. I did not have Gone in a Flash in my Aurora deck yesterday when I won a ProQuest.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I was not on. I was on the Sean Dollywall and Michael Yassiger list from PT London.
Sounds good. Now I can pay cheaper for people to buy in Oscilio. Thank you so much for that one. we appreciate your efforts.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, like it's crazy how expensive Gone in a Flash is to me.
Yeah, Gone in a Flash, current funnel, and channel lightning value. Well, I guess channel lightning values were in that for its price. And like current funnel, you don't really have better blues, I suppose, to play.
I mean,
instead of that one.
I was like, because you have to play. Well, yeah, in Aurora, like you get to play that and like Written in the Stars, or like your best blues in Aurora. But I was like, yeah, I think like especially in Oscilio, like you're just kind of forced into playing all the instants, right? Just to. What does this say? You may discard a lightning card. Is there any world? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think we're going to use the headpiece here?
No. I think you can just block 6 and send 7.
Okay.
Ultimately.
Is that double cut from the same cloth? Yo, pause. Gone in a Flash is $15 now?
Oh, it's gone down.
I did not know that. The last time I played, or when I... Yo, you could just nick this? Oh, it has stealth. Insane.
But it's not one cost, no?
You only get to...
Banish a card?
Yeah, you only get the banish. You don't get the buff. I mean, to be fair, that is the 3rd Mind Warp out of our deck, so it's not bad, I guess.
No. It is what it is.
But yeah, so I bought Rainbow Foil Gone in a Flashes for the Aurora deck because I have a serious problem with foils. And I sold my non-foil set for like $20. I think it was like 25. They were $30 and I sold them for like $25 a card or something like that.
That's pretty good.
So I'm glad I got rid of them if they're back down to 15.
Because I remember when Rosetta came out, I knew 100% that I'm gonna buy an Oscilio because I was so tired of Kano. And I lapped actually like 50 games of Oscilio before the hero even released, and even before Gun in the Flash was actually introduced. So when it was Friday, I was like, dude, these are kind of expensive because they were like a little bit less than $10 for like Gun, Funnel, and Channel. Funnel was like 5. Channel and Gun, I think, was like 10. And I was like, I'm gonna wait a bit, and they go down. But by Sunday, because people figured out Aura is pretty good deck, they went a whole lot up. Then I had to buy them for like 15, which was not bad because they've been like 20, 25 to 30 for a long time. So yeah.
My mic's muted. No wonder you couldn't hear me. Sorry. I coughed and I muted my mic. I was asking, do you think we should cycle the blink here?
Yeah, I think so.
With Oscilio? I was like, it's a card
yeah.
that doesn't really do anything, and if we draw into like a spell or something powerful, I mean, I guess that doesn't really do anything either. But we can just say no blocks here, I think, and then we can always put this into play in Arsenal the Sigil, because we can go Flittering Charge Somersault into Flittering Charge play the Sigil. But I think we should cycle this, right?
I think on our turn we can cycle the Lightning. Yep.
Man, imagine if you could do this more than once a turn. Jesus.
Imagine if we could cycle any card.
Bro, if you could cycle any card, if it just said Lightning card.
Even just the Lightning card, that would be fucking nuts.
Dude, that would be wild. Yuuto, I did the same with Oscilio. I proxied him before books got banned and before Gone in a Flash.
I'm actually quite happy the book got banned. I think that deck would have been too feast and famine with the books. So I think it's more interesting this way. But I did play a lot of Tabletop Simulator with Oscilio.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to play a lot of TTS for uh-oh, this is not good.
I guess he's just gonna lose a card. I hope it's not red.
Banish one with the same color. Alright, Marionette gives this go again, which is fine. Come on, be good to us. Damn.
Ah, shit.
So they're gonna take our Flittering Charge here.
Yeah.
And then on our turn, I guess we're just gonna have to activate Oscilio for the Somersault, find something to do.
Yeah.
Give me Bonds of Ancestry back. Dude, Drew, just let it go, dude. I'm sorry. You're not getting it back. It's not going to happen.
Now that ship's shelled.
LSS, please. I only know how to play one deck.
I know how to go Bonds of Ancestry with Art of War for 16.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I mean, in all seriousness, I think the Bonds would be fine. Like, if you gave just one color of Bonds, I think it would be okay. What do they get? Persuasive Prognosis? Get away from me! Is there any world that we take Command and Conquer here? We discard the Somersault, and then we block with the headpiece to not do anything. And then
I think that's good.
We throw CNC and then Arsenal Sigil?
I like that one. Yeah, I like that one. That is actually... No, wait. Yeah.
Was there a better line? Did I miss something?
No, this one. I'm just thinking that Jabonsky man kind of cooked with this shit.
There's no reason to activate this, right?
Not really. I mean, you get go again for the Command and Conquer, but it doesn't do anything.
Oh, I can return the Frailty. Oh, no, I have to have a blue. Never mind.
Yeah, you have to have a blue.
Yeah, so there was just no reason to do that. Never mind.
But go again with CNC is kind of funny.
It is kind of cool.
I'm actually warming up this tech into Assassins. I am.
It's pretty cool. I think it's pretty solid. Because now they just have to be aware of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, now we can't activate Volzar for free. Never mind. That was terrible. That was just horribly wrong. I should not have done that. Another Brilliance discard. Sigil of Lightning. Then CNC into Somersault. So I could have discarded the Sigil of Solace. And
no, you have to discard the Lightning card. You have to discard the Lightning card. But you could have discarded the Sigil of Lightning, I suppose. And then gone that and Tunic with Somersault.
Yeah, so I'm saying if I discard Sigil of Solace to the Codex, and then we could go Command and Conquer for 5 into Command and Conquer for 6 with the Somersault.
That is true.
Yeah, that would have been gas.
Left the 2 cards. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely should have went double CNC there. That would have been insane. We're gonna Arsenal a good card though. 8 points, up 8 points right now.
All right, okay. Opening up card market, ordering 2 NC and CNCs. Thank you. Got me convinced. I'm down $120 thanks to Jabonski, man.
So we can block Glyph and Shelter and throw CNC here.
Wait, what was the Arsenal?
We have a Sigil of Solace in Arsenal.
That's a pretty good one.
We could also just play the Sigil and then block with Glyph and then throw Command and Conquer Arsenal Shelter.
Yeah, we also have Tunic if we want to send the CNC with the Glyph.
Okay.
We
could cycle Snag. We could cycle Snag here if we wanted to, depending on what they attack us with. Is it Snag attack actions? Attack action cards can't gain power.
Yeah, I think though that you can keep the Snag here for a bit and then ultimately use it as a pitch for CNC if you go that route. And then would you Arsenal Shelter or Glyph Overlay? I'm not actually quite sure at this situation.
Probably Glyph, right?
Yeah, maybe, because you can kill them.
I was like, because they're at 7. I'm thinking about trying to close the game out here.
Yeah. You do want the offense rather than defense, even if it was like a little bit less numbers.
So we can say no blocks here, play the Sigil, basically take 1, and then throw Command and Conquer Arsenal Glyph.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Finally, we've juiced them on the Leave No Witnesses. Finally. Took us 2 games.
Yeah.
All right.
The snack deck pretty good. That's a blue. I can pitch for CNC.
I was like, listen, it's pitching for CNC right now. It's doing its job, and that's what matters.
100%.
Yeah, so a minute ago you mentioned like TTS, like Tabletop Simulator. And I always laugh because I tell people, I'm like, I don't play, like when I first started playing Flesh and Blood, TTS was the only way. Oh my gosh, we're getting 3 cards. Good. Juiced! Let's go!
That is so fucking good.
Dude, that's insane. That's actually insane.
But yeah, TTS is pretty good though, for playtesting.
And so yeah, like when we started, that was all I played. Because that was like, all you could play. That was all there was. And so this hand feels pretty good. Codex is gonna be a problem though, right?
Yeah, it is a problem, unfortunately. This hand would be so fucking gas.
Is there any world that we cycle the Sigil here to try to find another 3 block?
Yeah, there is. Oof. Okay, he's him. Come on.
Okay, so how again? So my thought process here is that we block with Gone in a Flash. I don't know if that's correct, but if we block Gone in a Flash and Tunic, we have the ability to pitch Blast to Oblivion to go Eclectic Magnetism, and then we can play Sigil of Brilliance, activate Volzar, and then throw Glyph for 5.
Cinema. That is cinema.
Oh, cinema. I love that. I'm not gonna lie, it feels really weird blocking with Gone in a Flash right here.
It is what it is. The card kind of sucks. Just play the better Majestic Eclectic.
You may play your next non-attack action. Okay, so we do have to play it on the chain link. Okay.
Yes. Which is also like really cool because you can play like your Mind Warp that you force through before your opponent gets to block, or then decide if you play it later.
Oh, that's
there's
cool.
There's like really cool ways to play things with this one.
All right, so we play Sigil of Brilliance.
And then if you are Briar, you can play like Plunder Run before you hit, or you can play like Channel Mountain.
That would be
it's
absurd.
Like really disgusting. Yeah.
All right, so this comes in for 6. Wait, why 6?
That's Sigil on the ground.
Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting that it gets buffed from the Sigil. This whole turn was gas. I love this.
Big numbers, good value.
Everybody can mind their own business when I'm playing Oscilio this Saturday at a ProQuest.
Back-to-back winner.
Dude, that would be awesome if I won a game. Oh, we're going to draw a card too, unless they give up Spell Void.
Yes, sir.
Because it shuffles us into the deck.
Yeah. So they denied exactly the search.
Okay.
Which is pretty good play from the opponent.
I was like, it's pretty heads up.
But it just makes our things that much better.
Yo. Oh, no blocks to the moon. No blocks to the moon, right? I assume?
Yeah. Yeah, no blocks. You can play one of the Brilliances, I think.
Like
down,
now?
Just to cycle your deck a little bit faster. You could consider popping your bindings here just in case, because there's probably not going to be a better turn to get them.
That's fair.
Ooh, okay. This is fucking gas. Come on.
Okay, so we're going to play Sigil of Brilliance. We're going to go Blast to Oblivion, Blink, return the Sigil, right?
Yeah. And if it draws spell, GG's. If you win back-to-back, you're going to be the Lightning Lord of the America.
Oh.
A new superhero has been born.
All right, so we bounce this. We draw Sink Below.
Mm-hmm.
Do we cycle this?
Let's check the grave and see how many spells there are. So there's 2, 3, 4. 4.
All of the Mind Warps are gone. I know all the Mind Warps are gone, and then we've played. There's one glyph here, and then
I think it gets cycled because it looks like it's pretty good chance to hit a spell here. And if you hit a spell, you win on the spot. But that's fine, I guess. Just
so I was like, we can just tack with Eclectic, and then play the Sigil here, and then we'll Arsenal the Sink Below and set up.
Yep.
We need a low tier god picture for Zach now, bro. Him going to 2 is actually crazy. I'm very surprised they did.
Yeah.
And I guess they assumed they were probably dead or not.
The next card was
it's okay, so we just have to stay alive.
1, 2.
Because because this is for 5.
If you get 8, there's that line as well as you can just take this, no blocks. And if they force kill us, we can cycle the Sigil of Solace. That's 8, no? Yeah.
I'm just gonna play the Sink. I mean, they have nothing else they're doing this turn because they have no cards in hand.
That's Solace. Yeah.
And we can bottom this, I guess.
I mean, I'd rather bottom Discharge, I think.
Okay.
Just Arsenal the Solace. Because now you can play Valley, and then pitch the Conductivity for Comet Storm.
Yep.
And then play Solace, arsenal the card you draw, but the opponent's gonna die anyways.
I was like, they're just dead here, so yeah, because we get to do this, activate Volzar, and then play Comet Storm. I guess we could have played both sides if we wanted to, but it doesn't really matter because this is just 6.
Not really.
Yo, what's up, Electrum? Nice. You love to see it.
Not bad.
And we would have arsenaled another Comet Storm and Shock. Man, all of the Comet Storm and Shocks were at the bottom.
It's pretty nice.
Dude, Oscilio's where it's at.
Hell yeah. I've been saying for half a year the deck is good.
My man's like, I've been preaching and no one's listening.
It was at one point where like I was preaching and coping like all the time the deck is good, and then I wake up, I check Purple Chat or something, some other Discord, and there's like Taylor and Mark Morrison saying it also fucking sucks. Never play this deck. I'm not touching this deck. And I'm like, oh no! Like people just gonna read this and listen to them because they are obviously good players, pro players.
Sure,
like,
yeah.
Man, don't do this to me, bro.
So I'm assuming we want Guardian.
It's the Ursu IB because it's kind of like the fatigue.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna play Fry. It's fine.
So we want to be on Fries here.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's do it. This should be interesting. Are they just about to like load up AB3?
I think this Techlo should probably like never win this match.
Okay, that's what I like to hear. What do you think about pitch Blink and Blast to Oblivion to both sides of Comet Storm and Shock, and then activate Volzar?
I think you can cycle the press first and see what you get.
Oh, nice.
Now you can play the Brilliance and just send the Comet Storm by pitching. I'm actually not sure which one would you pitch.
Probably pitch to Blink and Arsenal the Blast, right?
Most likely, yeah. You're gonna draw instants rather than attacks. So you have to do a little bit of math what your hands will look like next turn based on how you play.
Oh. Sorry, opponent.
Also.
6 coming at you. Dave is in the chat. He said, I told you, man, in all caps. Dave feels so justified. Dave has been telling me to play Oscilio for months.
Come on. Dave on the important quest. Respect.
I was like, Dave's gonna get his wish. Now I'm probably not gonna play it at a Pro Quest this weekend, but like there is a real chance for
oh shit.
Yo, are they about to just try and run us down?
Good luck.
Oh, he boosted a Fate for Scene. Get wrecked, bro. Let's see. So if we pitch Blast to Oblivion for Magnetism,
are we gonna draw from Brilliance as well? So
we'll just take 4.
Yeah.
Oh, you can technically cycle the Comet Storm and Shock because it's an instant, right?
Yeah. You can cycle it.
Wait, so now they're down AB?
Pretty cool, right?
Why would they ever do that, bro?
Remember the cycle? On opponent's turn?
Oh, we're going to cycle on their turn?
Then you get 2 cycles. If you draw something you can't use here.
Even though it's the Comet Storm and Shock, do we not want to keep the...
Ooh.
For a power card?
No, it's fine.
All right, so we're going to draw off the Brilliance.
Generally, though, you don't want to draw, like cycle all of them, because they deal a lot of damage, but...
Okay.
I think you get a fair bit of better turn here.
Okay, so... If I play Channel...
I think you go here, Eclectic, pitch into Funnel. And then you play channel in reactions.
And then we can also play the glyph this turn.
Mm-hmm. Hey, good luck, Prince, on the PQ.
Yeah, dude. I was like, dude, go take it now, man. Hopefully you're playing Techlo. All right, so we play this, and then we're gonna go ahead and Volzar.
Throw first.
Oh, before
we
if you
get sigil, yeah, if you get sigil, you deal 2 more damage. Or some other instant can like alter your line. Well, they are making pretty fast. We're about to get singularity in like turn 4.
That's gonna be crazy, man. When we lose to Oscilio, I'll edit that part out. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Okay, so they do end up blocking. So now we can just go.
Yeah.
Here into glyph, which is going to be 4/5 this time because we don't have anything with sigil in the name.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not anything to shuffle back.
Megan's is only AB1. Unlucky.
Yeah, unlucky.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So they can AB2 here, which means they're going to take 3, fall to 34. Channel.
Nice.
We might as well play that, I assume.
Yeah, 100%. You want to stick your first connectivity in long matchups, especially.
So we pass. The current funnel checks the channel, and we're going to see what we have.
That is very unlucky.
It's like, this is not a great hand.
No. Send 4? With the flaring. Because then, if they somehow let you hit 1...
We can't even like overpitch. We can't even. Yeah, we don't even have anything to overpitch with here.
No. Very unfortunate hand, but I don't think it greatly matters against Techlo. That's fine, probably.
Yeah, I mean they still only have AB2. I was like, we're still doing pretty well. I assume they can singularity with this in play.
I suppose so. Mate, if they let you draw that somersault last turn, that turn would have been like 35.
Oh man, it would have been crazy. So
you probably do want to block here.
So we block with the red blast.
Yeah, probably the red blast, to be fair.
It's just I'm just trying to like clear out the cards of our hand so we can start seeing more things here.
Yeah.
Discard a card. So 6 overpower.
If it discards, it's fine. Because probably looking to play the blast out of Arsenal and somersaulting, get the connectivity back, play that back, and just get the embodiment set up for next turn.
So we'll just take 6 here. Go to 25. Discard the current funnel, and then
no, just or block with the current funnel. Yeah, and then discard the mind warp.
Okay. I was like, yeah, we won't have an action point for the mind warp, so we'll just let this go.
Yeah. It's always like in this long match, there's a little bit of fumbling at first when you trying to find the setup and the card draws.
Yeah.
When you get to that, then like the 5 to 10 cards that you draw are probably gonna do like 30.
Okay, so we bounce this back to our hand. We get to somersault this, so we have an embodiment for next turn. We're still going to run the sigil out because we might as well have it in play. And then we still have a Blast to Oblivion in our arsenal with an embodiment. All right.
Now your action points problems are completely solved for next turn. I think you can cycle the Sigil of Lightning here.
Okay, so we cycle the Sigil of Lightning.
Looking for a spell or a guy in a flash. All right, there we go.
Etchings is great. We can just take 2 here. We don't really need to block with anything.
No, you can just convert your hand for full offense here.
Mechanical strength is just +3.
Mate, I've never seen Techlo do this much damage in my life.
It's kind of interesting. They are very aggressive. So if we say no blocks, we get to go Blast to Oblivion, play the Sigil, bounce the Conductivity to make another embodiment, and then it'll be Flittering Charge for 4 go again, into Current Funnel for 2 go again.
And have etchings.
And then Volzar and etchings, and then we can get back a
Brilliance, probably.
Well, we don't have a Brilliance over. Oh no, we do have a Brilliance over here. They all look the same because they're all blue.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a little trippy.
All right, here's our swing turn. Let's go. We're getting back into this right here. All right, so Blast. I'll probably block with a card if I had to guess. They might give an equipment, take a damage here. Not sure. Yep, they block with a card, which makes sense. I guess we don't need to bounce this back to our hand, do we? No, we can, because if we play this now, we bounce this, and then we have the embodiment.
Yeah.
For Flittering Charge.
We also get 1 amp more because we get to play 1 spell more.
Yeah, I like that.
We get also the option to cycle with Oscilio this card if you want to, the Conductivity.
Do you think we should cycle? You think it's
probably
better to amp, so or you think it's better to...
We have 1 extra action point here because the Current Funnel grants go again to etchings. Or the card that we draw. Depends. That's fine, so
I guess our turn doesn't really change. It's gonna be 4 go again. We'll just Arsenal the Sigil of Ether, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's not a lightning card, right? It's just a wizard card.
Yeah. You can play the Brilliance that you draw. I think actually you play the Ether rather than Brilliance.
I was like, yeah. When you said that, it made sense to me. I was like, we can play this, and then when we get the Brilliance back, we can Arsenal it.
Yeah, it just depends which one you want to Arsenal. If there was like a hand that can super combo, and you had like Gun Arsenal, it would make sense to play both of the Brilliance just to draw like one very big hand.
Right.
That converts. But now that we don't have anything, it's very unknown what we draw. The quantum draws are very questionable at times with Oscilio. So.
No, that makes a lot of sense. And like also like it'd be different if we knew we had a Gone in a Flash here. But since like we don't know.
Ooh, okay, this hand. Hold up.
Of target equipment. Okay, well that's fine.
Unlucky. It is what it is.
I mean, that's not that bad, right? Like that's fine.
No. Just probably nothing.
Are we cycling the Conductivity here?
I don't know. I think this hand is fine. Like, what are you looking to make this hand better? Because you're going to use this whole hand, right?
Okay. So we get Brilliance. Drawn to a Glyph, which is really good, I feel like.
It's probably our Arsenal here.
Okay.
Unless you want to Arsenal Blast Oblivion, which could be fine too. There's like 2 lines where you go one of the sigils, probably Brilliance. On the board, you swing Blast, and then you play the other Brilliances. You use Tunic to play the shock, bounce Brilliance back, draw a card, play the cards back down, Arsenal Glyph overlay. Go very tall like that.
So we lead on playing Sigil of Brilliance, right?
Yeah.
And then we can also play the Sigil of Lightning, I assume, here.
You can just preserve information here. Just play Swinging Blast here. If there was a Somersault here or another Blast, this could be the combo turn. But
okay, like another Blast, I feel like would be really good.
We'll see what we try.
So we're gonna play the Sigil of Lightning.
Yep.
We bounce the Sigil of Brilliance to draw a card.
That's really nice.
I was like, drawing Channel feels really good. So we can play both Sigil and Channel here.
And I think now you want to pitch the connectivity to get the Channel around for next turn.
Oh, yeah, I have to do that before the Sigil hits.
No. The shock costs. We are not Runeblade.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Never mind. It doesn't matter. All right, so both of these hit the board. We're going to play the shock.
Yeah.
And then activate Volzar in response.
Yeah, so you get the amp because it's a lightning card as well.
And it comes in for 7 now.
Yeah, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and then we get to have Channel and an embodiment, and we get to draw a card at the start of the turn, and we have a solid like arcane spell in our arsenal, which is really good.
Yeah, the next turn can now be bad.
Oh god, don't say that. Don't say something like that, dude.
Sorry.
Now our next hand's gonna be unplayable, and I'm gonna cry. Oh, just kidding. We're gonna draw.
That's a start of unplayable hand. If you keep drawing those, it will be unplayable.
That's valid. Should we arsenal the etchings because it costs 0 or the glyph?
Which one you're more likely to play?
I would think we want to play the etchings to get Sigil of Brilliance back from our graveyard, right?
It's totally fair. Then you should arsenal that one. Standing a block with glyph. Oh, okay. Pretty gas.
I was like, I like this quite a bit. Do we cycle the Lightning Press here?
No, Lightning Press is perfect here.
Oh, okay. Oh, I guess it's damage, and we get to play it on the... Are we blocking with equipment here to try and go crazy?
I think you don't go crazy here, but you can block with the equipment because they're playing the status cells if you want the 1 life there. Unless you feel like you need them for CNC or something later. Which is also valid. Yeah,
I guess we could block here because we're probably using it this turn, right? Because we have 2 things popping.
Could be. Like, I guess you're like generally getting 3 value out of your arms is pretty good.
Okay.
Sometimes these arms go absolutely crazy. Like,
I was like, I've died to these arms from like 12 before, so
yeah. Because if you get to do like you have a couple of sigils and there's like Aether. You play Cliff OLA for like, I don't know, 7. And then you have bindings activated and all the sigils leave from the field and you just amp all of them into the Aether and the Aether comes for like 5 on top of all that. This is pretty cool.
Okay, so we can't activate Lightning Greaves this turn. So we probably want to crack arms here, right?
Yeah. Arms is totally fun. You get 3 amp from those. Ooh.
I feel like
that's really good.
I feel like that's just 3 extra damage. Like
4.
Oh, 4. Yeah, because of the etchings. Duh. Jesus. So we're going to lead on Discharge. Because we just have to play it up front. And then it's Blast. I feel like we're just going to Arsenal the Glyph this turn. Yes? Yuuto? Uh-oh. All right, hang on. Yuuto said, here's the line in case you don't figure it out. He said he thinks his internet died. It looks like it's Discharge, Blast to Oblivion, And then we're going to hit the lightning press, conductivity, discharge, blast press, bounce conductivity. Okay, so we're going to have to start the turnover. We'll apologize here. All right, so we're going to crack arms. I'm kind of reading what Yuuto's saying over here since he can't like talk to me right now. So it's conductivity. He said we're going to lead on conductivity. Discharge, blast, press, bounce conductivity, play the conductivity. This turn feels like we're about to go absolutely crazy. Shoot etchings. Okay, so we're going to bounce conductivity, then play conductivity. Use the drawn card as well as you can. Shoot etchings, play sigil to pick up arsenal. You pick up, play sigil, you pick up arsenal glyph. If you draw a gone, then it's good. Okay. Sorry, I'm like trying to like read his lines here as like we're going through it. All right, so from here, as a reaction, I'm going to bounce the conductivity, which is going to let us amp again. Don't really know what Fabricate does for them here. Yeah, we should have led on the conductivity for sure, Sarant. This is like one of the downfalls of me, like kind of like learning what we're going through here, is that Yuuto like definitely knows all the stuff that's happening. So we've now amped 4 off of that. Lightning press is 10. Draw channel. It's Comet, Storm, and Shock. Yo. I feel like... So I feel like we're supposed to play the conductivity. Man, this is tough. Yo, Adrian Kowalski, thank you for the sub on YouTube. Appreciate you being here and hanging out. Sorry.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We drew Comet, Storm, and Shock.
Ooh, that's pretty nice.
So we could play conductivity and then pitch Glyph and Tunic to throw Comet Storm after amping, and it would be for 14.
Sounds pretty good to me. I think your screen share is down because you were left alone on the call.
Hang on, just a second. Entire screen.
LG.
Share screen. All right, can you see it now?
No. Do I need to leave? Wait. There's share screen now. All right.
Okay, perfect. All right, so yeah, I think I'm gonna play this and then play the Comet, Storm, and Shock.
You get Cliff here though to save the thing. They're in damage very similar, right? So what is the thing on the ground right now?
It is a conductivity.
So that's gonna be shuffled back in the deck.
Yep.
I think you can cycle here. Do we want to cycle the Comet Storm? Do we throw the Comet Storm to stack?
We could throw the Comet Storm, or we could...
I guess we could throw the Comet Storm, sure.
Because it's going to be for 14. It's going to be for a ton of damage. And then we get to leave the etchings in Arsenal.
Yep.
Wait, what?
They have to close the chain, I think.
It's so weird to me that it makes you do that. That's so odd.
It's very janky.
This is actually crazy. Like, this turn is... Yeah, Talishar is very confused about what's going on right now.
The turn was conducted by Blast Oblivion. That's why we played the card.
Yeah, I feel like we don't get to have that turn without Blast.
No. Ooh, okay. That is nice.
I feel like this hand's really good.
Yeah.
So it's Blast, Blink, Bounce the Sigil, Play Sigil, Flittering, Fry, Volzar, Etchings.
Yep, and Arsenal, the thing you pick up.
I was like, can we just get the Arsenal the Sigil of Brilliance? This hand's insane. Blast his ass to oblivion. That's right, Drew. That's right.
That's how it works.
All right, so op blocks 3. We bounce the Sigil, which makes we technically have 2 action points, and we have an embodiment, which is like kind of wild. We get to play Flittering Charge. Defense reaction. Yeah, there it is. Opponent never didn't have it. We'll play this now. And then it is Fry for 3. We've now played 5 cards. Oh, Fry feels really good in this deck. Fry feels like exactly what I want it to be in Aurora. It's just better in this deck.
True and base.
So that resolves. We have to break the combat chain. And then it's Etchings for 8. Yo.
Yeah, good luck plugging all that arcane.
I was like, dude, we're so good at this game.
Yes, you still have Grease up. You have not thrown a single gun in the flash yet, right?
No.
Oh wait, you got this hand again?
Yo, this feels like the same hand, except we have Mind Warp this time. Dude, we're so good at this game. This is crazy. All right,
now you're heavy bricking because you have not thrown a single gun in the flash yet.
It's crazy to me that we're bricking right now. Like, so I don't even need to play anything on their turn. I just need to play my turn.
No. Just take your turn.
So
you just go 3, go 6, and then Mind Warp.
And then we can play the Sigil here, right? Or do we even need to? Do you think it's even worth the damage?
No, not worth the damage. Just have it in Arsenal.
Okay, roger that.
Playing Specs and Gun and Flash kind of overrated.
Playing Specs and Gun and Flash is overrated. That is the quote of the day. That is like the quote of the day.
It's Battle of the D tier right here.
I love it, dude. Oscilio versus Techlo Boston. Oh, dude. I mean, you're dead now?
Maybe 2.
Yeah,
dead anyway.
He's going to go to 4 and then take 4 from this. Yo, doesn't matter. You're not going to have any cards in your hand because you're going to be dead. Oh, just kidding.
Oh.
Sag.
I mean,
they're stream sniping. Clearly, they're stream sniping. Oh, man. All right, activate Volzar. Break the chain. This is so weird that you have to, like, do that manually.
Yeah.
That's true. He could have Oasis, Dave. That is very true. Oasis Respite is something we have seen, and I should probably call
red.
Oh, dude, you love to see it.
And I get shock his ass.
I was like, we don't even have to do anything cool, right? Like, we just get to play the shock here.
Yeah. Pitching the first gun in a flash you draw.
Bro, we're gonna like super BM this, okay?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. Dude, this deck's awesome. Why does everybody not play this deck?
What were your values down there? Like the blast turns you did? Like you didn't use Greaves or Gun this game at all?
Yeah, so we threatened 14 on 5, 17, 18, 16. I mean,
not bad.
It's pretty good AVPT there. Like,
Yeah.
So
And it's all damage and half arcane, right?
That's what that's what I love about this deck is that like it's split damage, and that's one thing that like I really like about Aurora.
Yeah.
I feel like this is split damage you have to think about.
Yeah, because you like sometimes you have draws where you have to decide, do you want to go more into attacks or do you want to more into arcane damage, which is usually like worse, but you have like on hits, but you get to like oscillate between your damage in a way like that. It's not always that they all link together. You also can play like either side of that one, which is like really cool.
No, that makes sense, and it's really cool like how powerful a lot of your turns are with embodiments in this deck. Like
they are really powerful.
Like the embodiments are, because don't get me wrong, like there's a lot of hands where like I need embodiments in Aurora, but it feels like to do the thing with Oscilio, you have to have the embodiments almost.
That embodiments or greaves open.
Yeah.
You do need those if you want to do the big thing. And like the big turns and good turns. You can do like fine value turns without them too, but it usually like it usually requires blocking too. And a lot of times the blocking is for 2. So it's not that great, but
sure.
It's kind of like hanging there.
No, that makes sense. Did we win 2 games without ever popping Greaves?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, this deck's insane, bro. Like I may or may not be practicing this over the course of the week to see if I can take this. I think I need a few cards for this deck. I don't think I own Mind Warps, and I don't think I own Sigil of Brilliance. I should probably buy them now while I can.
Yeah. I mean, those are not expensive ones. You have the most expensive ones from Aurora. Mind Warp is something nowadays because Verdance is also an Oscilio. Mostly, I guess, because Verdance, but
yeah, that's fair.
You should be good. You should be good by like $40 bill.
Oh yeah, no, it won't be bad at all. And listen, and I'm gonna buy foils because I'm a degenerate and I have a problem.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I'm gonna have to buy foil magnetisms and like.
I mean, good luck blinging out this deck because you have Marvels for every sigil.
Oh, I know. Listen, I don't wander into the Marvel territory. That's where I draw the line. My wallet has to stop somewhere.
So this is kind of like hot take, but I'd rather play white border deck that has 5 different languages than a full foil deck because I just absolutely hate drawing curled cards, and because I like to degenerately hand shuffle a lot.
Okay.
So if my card is a little bit curled, that just feels so bad. I don't know what kind of like illness in my mind is that, but that like feeling with curled cards, I can't deal with that one.
Listen, man, everybody's got their thing, and I completely get it. Like curled cards do suck for sure, and it is kind of nice because, like, I mean, the one nice thing about non-foils is that you never have to worry about that.
Yeah, that's very true.
Somebody just said "holy based Yuuto." Dude, I love it.
Come on. They get it. They get it.
Dude, absolutely. Listen, there's got to be people out there. Listen, not everybody likes foils, and I get it, I completely understand.
Yeah, because like I don't care if the judges go and look at it. Because there was actually a funny thing at the PQ where my friend who wanted to go to PT and went to the PT from locals, he had like almost fully foiled Aurora deck, like as much foiled as it could be.
Yeah.
Not all the cards are foiled, right?
Yeah, you can't have foil static shocks. They just don't exist.
Yeah, right. So he was playing round 2 and they got into deck check. And there was 2 judges just like kneeling, looking at the deck sideways, like pushing it down and looking. And he was like so sweating. He was like, I don't want to get any chance from this because I need to go to London, man. I want to play in the London.
Yeah, no, I'm sure.
Yeah, and after that, we traded cards. He gave me his foils for a while, and I gave him the non-foils of the deck, so he has like a non-foil deck. But like, I mean, that was just funny. But I don't want to get in that situation, but I also don't care about that situation. I just don't want to take out a half Pringles deck.
No, yeah, and I completely get that. So like my Victor deck is foiled out, but every single card is foil. Like all of them are, because every card can be. Except, but like my Aurora deck, like my static sharks aren't foil. I don't have the promo sizzles, so like those aren't foil, and like it does look kind of weird sometimes because I'm like, listen, I swear it's not weird. Like, I don't know. I don't ever want somebody to feel uncomfortable, because I have foils or something like that.
No, but it's kind of like self-explanatory because they just don't exist, so there cannot be any ill will, right?
That's true.
It's not even marked because the cards are like 3 of this and 3 of this.
Yeah.
So
for sure. No, I mean, it makes a lot of sense. Yuuto,
I keep my compressed as much as I can to curl. I think Argoblaze has to curl the Static Shocks and Sizzles himself.
Listen, I do everything I can. I will sit like books and like things on top of my cards to flatten them out if I have to.
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
Well, Yuuto, dude, thanks so much for being on today, man. I had a great time. 3-1 with Oscilio.
Yeah, me too.
I mean,
yeah, me too. And that was a close game that you lost.
Make it, yeah, no, for sure. Because I mean, I think we probably win that one if we draw a card that blocks, right? Like if we draw a card that blocks, where we win there.
Yeah, I was also thinking maybe you are meant to side out the discharges in that matchup and play the shocks, because you are not probably gonna play the discharges anyways.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. Yeah, like gives you some extra reach late in the game, like in that specific situation we were in.
Yeah, maybe. But hey, man, thank you so much for calling me for this. It was so much fun,
dude. Absolutely, man. I loved it. I appreciate all the insight, brother. And dude, all the chat showing you all kinds of love right now, man. I love it, dude. I love it.
Hey, y'all people in the chat, I love you. And thank you for also watching my content and just playing Oscilio. I'm just happy as long as people play Oscilio and like that deck. I'm not that much into content creation. I'm not looking to like gather my audience as much as possible. I'm just like, let's all love Oscilio.
Listen, right? You're a simple man, dude. I love it. Like,
yeah, I just press record.
People playing
Press not record. Yeah. Like, what's this video? Play the deck.
I love it, dude. I love it. Oh, well, brother, I'm going to get out of here and wrap up the stream. Thanks again, man. I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, you too, man. Have a wonderful Sunday.
Thanks, you too, buddy.
See ya.
All right. Well, guys, I really hope you all enjoyed the stream today. I'm not going to lie. I've really enjoyed doing these collabs. Yuuto was awesome. Like, Yuuto was great. Walking us through the deck and, like, you know, giving us his deck list and stuff like that. It was great. Be sure to check out his channel. It's in the description of the YouTube video. Make sure you check him out. He does a lot of great content. He like reviews a lot of games of Oscilio footage and stuff like that. So make sure you check it out. It's awesome. I am gonna get out of here, grab something to eat. Thanks for hanging out. Stream tomorrow night. We're probably playing Jarl, if I had to guess. I think I'm gonna play Jarl this Saturday at my ProQuest. Since Aurora is probably gonna be gone soon, we're gonna find something to play after this. We might play some Oscilio this week. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, thanks for hanging out, guys. Have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take it easy, guys. Kyle requested 5 subs of water. Fucking weeb. It was not water!